Hello. Braden Herrington here with Davie Portman for, well, Up Next. We're your NXT friends. But we're here to do something we haven't done in a while.
We're back to Gotham.
Oh, yeah.
And you were begging for this one, guys. You were absolutely begging. All the comments were like, yo, fuck the Nolan-verse.
Yeah.
When are we getting to the Snyder-verse?
That's
When are we
right.
getting to Bat-fleck?
Yeah, you may have followed our podcasts. If you haven't, well, we've been doing all the Batman movies. We've done Keaton, Kilmer, Keaton again, Clooney, Bale, yeah, Bale bailed.
And who voiced the animated?
Oh, he's good.
What's his name?
Oh man, I
That
don't
guy.
know it off.
Steve.
Yeah, that guy. He's
Steve.
great. No, he is good. We've covered a lot of Batman, and well, yeah, we did the Nolan verse a little while ago. We watched the whole Dark Knight trilogy, and that was pretty awesome. But I only have one question for you.
Oh, I think I know where we're going here. What is it?
Do you bleed?
Quite a lot, actually. I bleed way too much for a human being.
Do you bleed?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we're gonna.
I'm always just walking around and like, why am I bleeding?
Yeah, I mean, if you work in a bar, you're getting clipped on things or something. Yeah, but yeah. Do you bleed, everybody? That's what we're here to talk about. This is a big step in the world of Batman. We've covered years. We even did the 60s one. We even did Adam West. That was on the Patreon. Yeah, we did all the Batman movies. And every time we watched one of these movies, we kept asking ourselves, like, yo, what would it be like if Batman fought Superman?
Yes, we're talking about Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. First thing.
Right.
First, the title here. I want to get it out of the way right away. Batman v Superman?
Yeah. Not even versus?
Versus sounds way better. Am I wrong there? It might be a little thing.
I feel like everyone just calls it versus.
Also, do we need Dawn of Justice here? It's
Absolutely
fucking
not.
Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
Why do we need a colon? Why do we need a Dawn of Justice?
No. He just loves the word dawn.
He loves the word dawn, doesn't he?
Zack Snyder, right?
Yeah. I mean, I know it's to be like, this is the beginning, we're moving towards the Justice League and stuff.
Justice!
But yeah, just call it Batman versus Superman, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Also, is this a Batman film, or is it a Superman film? Or is it both? What would you consider it?
It's both.
It's both.
It's both. It's a bit more Superman.
Yeah.
I think.
It sort of in a way reminds me of how Civil War in Marvel is a Captain America film rather than an Avengers film. Like, even though you've got pretty much all the Avengers in it, it's more a Cap film.
You mean, what was that movie called?
Civil War.
Captain America Civil War?
Yeah.
Yeah. You mean Captain America versus Iron Man Civil War.
Exactly.
Which came out
Survivor Series, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It literally was.
5-on-5.
That was a good movie. But wasn't that the same year as this movie?
I think it
2016?
might have been, yeah.
Yeah. Well, this movie we're here to talk about, we skipped over Men of Steel?
Man of Steel.
Man of Steel. That was a strip club in Toronto. Men of Steel.
Okay.
You can imagine what goes on there. We skipped over Man of Steel because it wasn't a Batman movie. And we're not here doing Superman movies. I'm sorry.
No.
Maybe one day we'll go back, and we've never done Superman.
I'm not a fan.
Because he's not even a good character.
It's a bit lazy. What's your superpower? Everything. What's your weakness? I've got an allergy.
That's it.
I've got an allergy to the stone. But apart from that, I can do anything.
Like, it's so ingrained in everyone's pop culture, even like kids. Like, it's just everyone knows who Superman is. There's tons of movies. Of course, me and you both grew up in the 90s. We had the movies have been out for years. So it's like they were on TV. I don't know. They were always on TV.
I grew up on Superman through the fucking Terry Hatcher and Dean.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Adventures of Clark and Lois.
That was the best.
Yeah,
That's how I
exactly.
got into
Dean Cain.
Superman.
Yeah,
Dean
he's
Cain.
lit. It's terrible. It's lit. Yeah, it's great. I too grew up watching that. Me and my mom watched that show. And I always was like, yo, Superman's fucking awesome. And I loved Christopher Reeves, of course, is the OG. The first Superman movie, it is really good. There is something to be said about the sequels as well, because they're so fucking funny. And I only just recently, I think I even mentioned on a show, watched this past year, the Brandon Routh one, the Superman Returns. That one was a piece of work. Yeah. That was a really interesting movie. Not really, it was boring.
With Kevin Spacey, right?
That's right, yeah. And then Man of Steel, which I know you said you're not a big fan of.
I only saw it once when it came out in the theaters, and it was just very dull for me. I think we've just gone through the Daniel Craig Bond films.
Right.
We've been through all the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight trilogy.
Yeah.
And I feel a lot of filmmakers around this time were looking at those and going, okay, they did Bond, but they kind of removed a lot of the campiness and brought it down to reality and made it dark and gritty. And they're the words. Like, every film that came out in this period is dark and gritty.
True.
But I think you still watch the Dark Knight trilogy and you still watch those James Bond films. There's still a lot of humor in it. And there is still some color in the film. Not necessarily like the palette on screen, but there is vibrancy to it as well. And I felt Man of Steel was just, let's take this superhero, and Superman is one of the most like colorful America, do everything, and just make it dark and gritty. But they just made it boring. That's what I felt. It was just, they drained it of all color, and it was just dull.
I saw it, I'm pretty sure I probably only watched it once. I saw it in theaters. I saw it in theaters, and I remember being like, yeah, it was good, but exactly. It's like, we didn't want the camp, but then they really made it like he had a whole backstory. He goes through everything. It's like, I guess they wanted to make a different movie. It's like, then just watch the first one, like the original one, because like they nail it essentially. But it's like, okay, they go through this route. I wasn't sold on Henry Cavill, to be honest. I think the problem is him. I think it's a hard character to cast because you said, what a lazy character. Yeah. He represents everything good in the world, and he has all the powers. It's like,
he's a bit too, I think where Chris Evans with Captain America has taken a character that is on paper quite dull.
Right.
He's the goody two shoes, and he's strong, and he's fighting for America. It could be quite dull, but I think with what Marvel have done with just the scripts to start with and his performance, it is layered, and you do see depth, and you do see humor with his character as well, and seems like a real guy as well. Whereas Henry Cavill, I've not seen him in a great deal of stuff, but I just find him a little bland. And maybe I'll see him in something where he blows me away, and I'm like, oh, it was just those films that didn't really do it for me.
Yeah.
But I just find him a bit bland. But then I do find Superman a bit bland. And I think a lot of the fun to be have with the Superman character is the dual identity, which I don't think they do even in this film. Like, I'm pretty sure Man of Steel, he gets the job at the paper right at the end. So I'm pretty sure throughout the whole thing, there isn't him sort of disguising, and he's Clark, and that's always what I found fun. Mm-hmm. It's like how he can be Clark Kent.
No one ever knows it's the guy without the glasses.
Well, he's Superman. He's I guess is one of his many magical powers is you can't tell who I am when I'm not wearing my glasses.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's a big thing missing from these films for me, is just having some fun with the dual identity with him. Yeah,
whereas Batman's always literally the dark and gritty one, because it's Batman. Yeah, I remember watching a lot. We briefly mentioned in The Mask of Phantasm, the animated series, and Batman animated series was popping off, and it's awesome. And they also had a Superman show in the 90s. So like I watched that as well, and it was like similar animation, and of course they did the crossovers. Then you had the whole Justice League animated stuff, and that's when like my younger brothers, they were all into cartoons, and I was a little older, so I'd be like, oh, okay, let's see what's going on with the superheroes this time around. This was still like, superhero movies aren't what they were now, and now you have superhero shows and stuff, and I can't get into any of those. But when I was younger, of course, I watched a lot of the Superman, and they had like the movies and the video games, and there's one on N64 that's considered like one of the worst video games ever made. I think it's Superman, the animated series video game.
Okay.
For N64. It's fucking great. We got to get it. I think I still have it. And it's again, Superman is never my favorite, but there's so many people in the world who fucking love Superman. My friend Tony, he's got like T-shirts of all different Superman.
I always see him in a
Superman he's like got Superboy. Superboy is my favorite logo. He's awesome. He's got all different variations. You see people with tattoos. Superman is so common. It's like, I guess it just represents
Strowman, right?
Yeah, so many people have it, and it's like it's iconic. It's everywhere, and I get it, but wasn't created by a Canadian.
Superman, I think so.
Yeah. So every American who's like, I'm gonna get America with Superman. It's like, but.
I mean, he is literally an immigrant. Superman, isn't
there you go. An illegal alien.
He's an illegal alien.
He snuck in.
What I find weird is, like, this is 2016, and as far as I'm aware, Warner Brothers have owned DC for a long, long time. The difference is with Marvel is a lot of their properties were with different studios, and the ones that, like, Marvel Studios, as we know it now, actually had were your B and C level superheroes. So it was a risk. Like, shall we try with Iron Man?
Yeah, it's true.
We don't have Spider-Man. We don't have X-Men. We don't have Fantastic Four. Should we try an Iron Man film? Should we try a Thor film? And it worked. So they built up and did these crossovers and obviously the Avengers. And now we're at the point where Fox and Sony are either like cooperating or literally selling off characters to Marvel.
Yeah.
So we're going to get these crossovers. It's amazing that these two characters have been under the Warner Brothers umbrella for decades. Mm-hmm. And it took till 2016 to have them in the same film.
In live action, yeah.
You'd think that's a no-brainer.
Well, there was rumors that the Nicolas Cage one was supposed to have Batman in it.
Yep.
So there is that.
Because that was Tim Burton doing Superman.
With Nicolas Cage.
With Nicolas Cage.
I that Rick and Morty interdimensional cable thing, or like if you could ever go back in time, I would want to make sure that movie has done. It's in a different universe. It's somewhere.
And it's the producers wanted a giant spider.
Right.
And
Kevin Smith was like, no, there's no fucking
so
giant
they put it in Wild Wild West.
Yeah, with Will Smith. Yeah. So fucked. Yeah, Superman is overrated. I think we can all establish that. Sorry, any super fans out there, but like,
in our opinion. Yeah. Like, everyone has their super.
Fuck the Boy Scout. I do have a soft spot for that Dean Cain Superman show, though. It's terrible.
It's all about Terry Hatcher. She is my ultimate Lois Lane.
Yeah, in a weird way. No, the OG. Margot
Terry
Kidder.
Hatcher for me.
Yeah.
Tell me, James, do you still sleep with the gun under your pillow?
She's in Bond too. Damn, she was killing it. Yeah. But I like the silly sequels with Christopher Reeve are so funny. Like the ones where he fights the three guys and then the duel of himself. Like,
which is the one where he flies around Earth so fast to turn back time?
Isn't it the first movie? I think it's the first movie. Right. Yeah. He should have done it in this movie. I was like, bro, I already know you can do this.
Just do it all the time.
Yeah. Why don't you just do that all the time? You could solve so many problems, especially in this movie. But yeah. I mean, we're talking about Superman, but of course we're doing this because it's part of Batman movie. And I mean, a lot of people ask you, where were you when JFK got shot? Where were you when 9/11 happened? Davie, where were you when you found out Ben Affleck was going to be Batman? Because I felt like the world stood still when that news came out. It was a nighttime. It was a rainy night like tonight. And it came online and every fucking CP24 was like, yo, we got to go to breaking news. Ben Affleck's Batman. It's like, what?
It didn't bother me.
It didn't bother me.
I don't mind Ben Affleck. And I think by the time he'd done this, he'd already done films like The Town. And he'd proven himself to me as an actor that he's more than, Daredevil. And,
yeah. What a movie that movie is.
And I'm very much wait and see. How many trailers have you seen? And it looks like the best fucking movie. And then you see it and it's a letdown. Or a trailer looks shit and you go, actually, it was pretty good. Castings, Daniel Craig. We've just been raving about his Bond films. When he came, he's blonde? Who? This guy? This guy is going to be Bond? Heath Ledger. That guy is going to be the Joker? What? So I was kind of like, all right, I thought he had the chin for it. That's a big thing for
He has the chin. Yeah.
He's got the chin.
If we were rating chins later in our
maybe
chins,
the best bat chin.
Best bat chin, Ben Affleck. So. Full stop.
So
sure.
I didn't mind, but I did obviously go on Twitter and all that and read all the hysteria around it.
Yeah.
The producers actually told Ben Affleck not to read any of the things. They're like, we're going to announce you, but we know people aren't going to be happy. Don't read it. And he was like, okay. Logged on. The first comment he saw was, Ben Affleck is Batman? No! And he went, all right, I'm turning this off.
Poor Ben Affleck. He was the bomb in Phantoms, though. I don't know if you've seen that movie. So in Jay and Silent Bob, I'm pretty sure they do this thing where it's, what the fuck's the internet? And they like, the internet's all a big thing. Right. And Ben Affleck's in the movie playing someone else. And they go on the internet and they're like, oh, they're making superhero movies now. Like sooner, they predicted this boom. This is years ago. Yeah. And they're like, soon it was when the company started making these movies. He's like, X-Men made a bunch of money. So all these movie companies are buying the rights to comic books because they know that's like the next wave. And they're like, yeah, but of course they're going to hire some, shitty actor like Ben Affleck to play Batman or something. And now he's fucking Batman. So it's like just so crazy.
It's meant to be.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, everyone went nuts when he was cast, but apparently this movie was like, hey, who's our next Batman? It's basically, look, they nailed it with Batman. The Dark Knight trilogy is you can't be topped. It's great. So now we just need to go balls to the wall. What do? We'll put Batman versus Superman, and we'll put Ben Affleck as Batman.
What was your reaction to Ben Affleck?
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure we did a What's Next where we pulled up some old tweets, and I either was like, right, yeah. I probably was like, I like Ben Affleck though in a weird, strange way. Jersey Girl's a great movie. Fight me, but yeah, he's not the greatest, but I fucking love him. I mean, what's the movie that they won Oscars for?
Argo. He's a great director.
Argo, right? He won for director?
Yeah.
Fuck. Well, he won with...
No, he won Best Picture, but wasn't even nominated for Best Director at the Oscars.
Oh, right, and he was like,
but I'm
fuck
pretty
you.
sure he won the Globe, I think.
Yeah, but he's already won Oscars for Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, for writing.
Like, yeah, and that movie, like, he's awesome.
He's talented.
Yeah.
I think he had a few bad films earlier in his career and tainted him for a very, very long time.
I fucking love it.
And I think some people are still not over it.
Yeah.
But I think he's good in certain roles. I think he's the best thing about this movie as well.
Yeah, personally. Yeah. Honestly, yeah. Again, I know we're giving it away, but best part of this movie is Ben Affleck. I'm sorry for the Ben Affleck haters, but he's in shit in some movies, but then like in some of these other movies, I really do like him. He's great in all he's boys with Kevin Smith and stuff. And reading just some trivia and stuff on this movie, Kevin Smith was very honest about how he did not like this movie, but he was like, "Yo, Ben, you were great. You were the best part about it, and you're my boy." So, like, I can proudly say that. Like, yeah, this movie sucked though.
You mentioned kind of going balls to the wall with this one, going, "Let's go Batman v Superman."
Yeah,
it's completely reactionary, right? This is surely seeing what Marvel's doing.
Yes.
Because, and I think it's been DC's downfall. I think they've, like, even putting Wonder Woman in this film before Wonder Woman came out. Like, just do the origin thing and all come together. And I do think it's certainly with Civil War, the Avengers having come out in 2012, and then them going, right, what are we going to do? Let's just do it. Let's just throw it all together.
Yeah. It's so this movie's lazy. I think. I realize we've covered a few Zack Snyder movies now.
We've done a lot this year.
Yeah. I realize he's not my favorite. I think
he can lean on style over substance a lot of the time.
Yeah. Again, like we talked about all these Batman movies, and we're doing this one because, I mean, Batman's in it, and it's Batman in the title. So it feels a lot more of a Superman. This is exactly like the animated series crossover they did. Like they take from that and the comics and stuff like that, because as
it's
a kid,
The Dark Knight Returns, essentially.
Right. Yeah. And it's like everyone knew that they had so many battles in the comics and cartoons and all that stuff. So it is, you literally got everyone's attention because, hey, it's Batman versus Superman. But then as soon as the weekend hit, it made a shit ton of money. And then everyone went and said, that sucked. And then no one else went to see it.
Yeah. I mean, I think, 2016?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I was, on tour during this time when it came out, or I just moved here maybe.
Okay.
And didn't get to see it right away, and then heard the negative reaction. I didn't watch it until lockdown. I watched it pretty recently for the first time.
Okay.
And I think having sometimes, like when something can be overhyped, you don't like it as much. And similarly, if someone's like, if something's shat on a lot, I kind of come out, it's not great. Like Batman v Superman should be one of the best superhero films made.
Right.
But it's fine.
Yeah.
Like it's
I
not.
agree.
And that's kind of where I am with it.
Me too. I mean, Yeah.
Sorry, I was just going to say one other thing, kind of saying it's a Superman film because it's more the Man of Steel sequel.
Right.
He only has 42 lines of dialogue in this film.
And his talking's not his strong suit.
It's not.
Honestly, it's not. I watched Henry Cavill in this other movie with Bruce Willis or something. We aired it at work, and I was like, hey, it's Superman. And I was watching it. I was like, yeah, he's fine. He's just so, like, he's not a main guy. And if this guy's Bond, bad move.
Yeah, I really hope it's not.
He's so wooden. He reminds me of Batista's WWE run. Batista now can talk his face off, no problem. But Batista back then, he couldn't do it. But he looks like Batista. He's great.
Tearing you apart.
And that's Superman. He's just like, he's a man of few words.
He's very good at being topless and looking pretty.
Yeah,
like,
you're jacked. I get it. It's great. And girls love him. But like, yeah. I remember my friend Shane, he has a Superman tattoo. He was like, hey, let's go see this movie. But I couldn't go with him on the weekend. And then all the reviews and all my friends were like, oh, this movie kind of sucks. So I was like, do we really? I don't really know if I really want to see it. He's like, I'll take you. We'll go Tuesday. Let's go, please. Let's go. I'm like, I really like don't want to. Like, I'd rather go to karaoke. And he's like, no, let's go. Let's go to the theater. I say, fine. We go. It's Tuesday. 25 minutes into the movie, his phone rings, which is a no-no for me. You should not even have it on. He answers it. Him and his ex. He leaves the theater. I'm now there, just sitting by myself, which is fine. But I was with him. He left. He doesn't come back for the whole movie. I leave the theater. He's outside still on the phone. I'm like, you missed the whole fucking movie and made me go watch it when I didn't want to go watch it. I fucking hate you. Take me home now. And he never let that, like, I told him we were doing this review and he's like, oh, your favorite movie. Yeah. Yeah. And then a few years ago, I'm on like Tinder or something like that. End up at the girl's like room or apartment and she's got this poster on the wall. I'm like, of all the movies, why do you have this one? Please tell me you got it for free. She's like, no, I really like this movie. I was like, this is not going to work.
Now, we should put out there, we're watching the original theatrical release.
Right, okay.
Because it's kind of been our rule. If
is there a 4-hour?
Theater. There is a Snyder cut, like a director's cut, which apparently a lot of people like. Okay. A lot of people say it's 3 hours. And come on, like we do a lot of shows.
Yeah.
But a lot of people do seem to like the longer version and feel it kind of fleshes that out a bit more. But still, stop making 3-hour movies. Well, like, can you do that in a 2-hour film, 2.5?
Because we're gonna do Justice League.
Yeah.
At upNXT Podcast Twitter, not Instagram. Thank you, Instagram. Thank you, Meta. Let us know. Should we do the original Justice League or just do the 4-hour Zack Snyder one? Because it's like the first one is shorter, but it does suck. Should we just do the longer one? So let us know.
Snyder Cut. I've not watched either.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Snyder Cut, I did like the 4-hour version more, except it's fucking 4 hours long. So it's like, we'll have to break that down
Figure
a
out
lot
how
quicker.
to do that.
Yeah. So let us know if that's what you're doing. Because the next Batman movie is Lego Batman.
Yeah, we get a bit of a breather.
So that's all right. That's probably one of the best ones.
Will Arnett's Batman.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, let's get into this movie, guys. Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice, directed by Zack Snyder from 2016. Now, you said it's like a recap. Well, it's still a Batman movie because it's a Batman movie. Because you gotta see his parents fucking die.
You have to see it.
It's not a Batman movie.
No.
That made it part of this review list because his parents die in the beginning of it.
I do appreciate how they do it. It's just over the opening credits. It's like, look, we all know you know what happens, but also we kind of got to do it.
Martha.
Yeah.
Martha. Yeah.
And they're coming out of a Mask of Zorro screening, which apparently is from the comics, and they always depict them coming out of this film.
Okay.
Because Batman's based on the Mask of Zorro.
Interesting.
Which is quite an interesting little
All I know is,
thing.
Lauren from Walking Dead, she gets it here. She's Martha. Right?
And Jeffrey Dean Morgan is...
who's this guy?
Is the dad. Jeffrey Dean Morgan from... he's Walking Dead as well.
Oh, weird. Interesting.
He's done loads. You know who he is.
Yeah,
and he was originally one of the first people considered for Batman in this film.
Oh, damn.
He's a good actor.
All right.
This guy, you know who I mean.
Yeah. Reagan, whatever. Megan? No.
Negan, yes.
I was close. Megan. Shout out Megan. So
Megan was almost Batman.
Yeah, that'd be
played
great.
his dad instead.
No, he used Daredevil. We see Metropolis, and this intro here where his parents are dying. It shows Bruce. He's actually dreaming, and he has reoccurring nightmares of his
classic Bruce.
Yeah, of his parents getting shot and the pearl necklaces and all that stuff. But he's also flying. But when he falls into the cave with the bats make him levitate, and that's when he wakes up. So he realizes that's a dream. That's the first problem here. When you ask, why does Batman want to fight Superman? Complexes. Because he wants to fly in his dreams, but he can't. And then he sees this guy fucking flying. True. So it shows recaps of Man of Steel where, if you haven't seen it, spoilers, there's a giant fight between Superman and Zod, right? And
fucking up Metropolis, killing innocent civilians.
Yeah. It kind of takes from the Marvel aspect where Avengers, all the aliens destroy everything, and you never really see, they do a good job of it, but it's almost as if like, hey, our city and world got really fucked up, so we're recovering from this. So it's Bruce here, Ben Affleck, and he's in Metropolis while this is happening, and he witnesses firsthand Superman and Zod fighting, and he saves a little girl, and his friend Jack dies, and building, in Metropolis, like, kind of falls. So you see him, it affects him, and then it goes to the future.
I like how, I do like using the footage from Man of Steel and placing Bruce there.
Yeah.
And it does kind of tie it together. And I quite like, I don't know if this is accurate to the comics or not, but the way they do Gotham and Metropolis, it's kind of like New York and New Jersey.
Yeah.
It's like just across.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that because it makes sense why Bruce would be in Metropolis a lot and have an issue. It's not like it's city's other side of the country. So I quite liked that.
Yeah, because most people say Metropolis is New York and Gotham is Chicago.
Yeah.
But it makes more sense, especially from the cartoons and everything.
It's just like across the river, right?
Yeah, the bay. Yeah. Well, we go to the present, 18 months after that, and we see somewhere in the Indian Ocean, some kids are like scuba diving and they find something. And, well, it's glowing and it's green. Interesting. We see Lois Lane, played by
Amy Adams.
Yeah, and she's great. I do like Amy Adams.
She's a great actor. I think she's dull in these films.
In the Lois Lane role, not really quite.
But I don't necessarily think it's her fault, because I think she's an awesome actor.
American Hustle?
Yeah.
She fucking kills it in that movie.
And the Fighter?
With Christian Bale.
Yeah.
The other Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Lois Lane, she's, Lois Lane, and she's somewhere in like the Middle East, and she gets in some hot water here, and she looks like she's about to like die. It's as if she's doing a reporting job on some sort of war that's going on, and the CIA kind of used her without her knowledge to get access to these terrorists in some capacity. Well, Superman shows up and saves her.
Now these terrorists think she's with the CIA instead of just a journalist. And
can Superman just always show up?
I think he must have he's got spider senses, kind of, right?
Because if it's your girl, you'll just can you use part of your power to always know oh, she needs me right now. Okay, cool. And,
I think so.
Teleports there and saves her. Yeah.
Well, it comes in later with one of the events that happens where he was I wasn't focusing on that, so I didn't sense anything bad was going to happen.
So yeah,
but doesn't Jimmy Olsen dies here as well?
This is Jimmy Olsen?
They call him Jimmy, so I assume it's Jimmy Olsen gets shot in the head by these terrorists.
Poor Jimmy.
Superman clearly didn't care enough about Jimmy.
No. Yeah. You didn't get my good angles,
Jimmy. You ain't
Jimmy.
gonna suck my dick, so
and Lois, you keep getting too chummy with Lois. You can go. You can go, Jimmy. Yeah.
I almost made it in time. Sorry, Jimmy.
Yeah. He could have. What an asshole. So, Lois is going through some sort of fucked up shit. She almost just got shot. Yeah. So she's going through some things, and Clark comes home. He's going to make her dinner. He's good guy Clark. He really is simping Clark here, just making her food. But she's having a tough time. And there's court hearings because this movie, when I remember watching it and now doing trivia on it, I was like, okay, I'm not crazy. I totally get how America was post 9/11. And this movie, doing research, went into the script. Part of this is okay, well, there was an alien attack and all these evasions. What would happen after? What are the next steps? And that's kind of this movie. And I get different things. There's monuments, and there's the way they react to it is definitely taken from real life.
It's something I do really like about this film. And it's a big criticism of Man of Steel was so many people died in that final battle.
Yeah.
And I do like that they kind of address it with this film. And you're right, it does feel like the world's a different place now since this event that happened.
Yeah.
So we have aliens amongst us, gods. And
so the world's kind of, there's CNN, it shows clips of all these people. It's like, what are we going to do with Superman? You know, what if he decides one day he doesn't like us or something like along those lines? Of course. It's basically like...
He's a nuclear weapon, essentially, isn't he?
It's like, hey, we need to... There's the left and the right. No, he's our hero. We need to have peace. No, we need to fight and we need to destroy everything and take over. Like, So... There's court hearings and all this stuff, but Superman's like, yo, fuck that. I ain't about that life. We go over to Gotham. This is when we kind of get our own real Batman being Batman, the way we know, is where the cops show up and for some reason he fights the cops in a weird way. He's in the corner. He's like perched up. It looks kind of funny. Where he jumps on a guy. He basically stops this like sex trafficking ring. And they're like, wow, that Batman kind of deal. They don't give you the classic origin story. They don't tell you it's Nolan trilogy Batman. It's just Batman who's been doing this for a while.
So this is heavily based on Dark Knight Returns, which is where Batman kind of it's an old man Batman kind of thing.
It's Silver Fox Ben.
Yeah.
Affleck. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're definitely playing into this. We're all to assume we've known who Batman is. Batman's been doing his Batman thing for decades at this point.
Yeah.
And I do like that about it. As an audience, we all fucking know who Batman is.
Exactly.
You don't necessarily need to do a whole big song and dance introducing him.
He has a sweet car, but he also has a sweet Batcave because it's a whole new Batcave, right? So Waterfalls.
Yep.
This isn't even just like the Nolan one. We talked about Waterfalls, how he's got one there, but this one's like, yo, I'm going to have like a perch thing with some computers. Down here's the garage part. There isn't even supposed to be a waterfall here, but I'm fucking Batman and I'm putting one here.
It's definitely, it's got elements from the Tim Burton, the Christopher Nolan one, but kind of with the Tim Burton one as well, because it's a bit more impractical. I think the Nolan one, you can still go, how the fuck has he built this cave? No one knowing. But also everything there is very practical.
Yeah.
Whereas here it looks cool, but it's like, why have you got this? Why have you got that? But a bit more fantastical, which suits, because we're going to talk about gods and aliens and things.
I thought it looks like a cool pad.
Yep.
Yeah, I would definitely hang out there. We have a new Alfred.
Scar.
Yeah. Scar! Brother! Yeah, I wouldn't trust this guy just from hearing his voice alone.
Oh, I've met this guy a bunch.
Oh, yeah? I do like this guy.
He did a play at my theatre.
Okay. Jeremy Irons.
Based on King Lear. And it was like a modern take on King Lear.
Yeah.
He was the lead. I went to the first preview. The show was 4.5 hours long.
Oh.
And Jeremy Irons didn't have a fucking clue what his lines were. Because this play, like, in rehearsals, was coming in at, like, 6 hours and shit like
That's
this.
Fucked.
So they're cutting the script all the time.
Yeah.
And you could just see, like, Jeremy Irons on stage all the time, like, what are we doing now? What's this? Nice guy. Always came like very incognito with like a big raincoat, a big hat and sunglasses and a scarf around his face and everything.
Interesting.
But yeah, nice guy. Great voice. Just hearing his voice, I'm like, oh, you're Scar.
Yeah, he has a great voice. He is Scar. He's been in a lot. He's in the new Watchmen too, right?
He is, yeah.
Yeah. So we get some classic Alfred and Bats here, or Mr. Bruce. Clark Kent has some friends. I mean, Clark Kent works at the Daily Planet, but his boss, Morpheus,
yeah,
as Perry White, who's like, hey, you're great.
I'm
but
blanking on his name. I'm just Morpheus.
You mean Morpheus? You mean Lawrence Fishburne?
Lawrence Fishburne, yeah.
Who is like, hey, Kent, I need you to cover sports. Just cover sports. And he's like, not really interested in doing that. And he looks over to the TV and CNN's reporting on Batman, stopping all this crime, but people want to know who he is. And he's kind of like, this is where it's like, what, this whole time you didn't know who Batman was? He's been around.
Yeah.
He's been talked about, but now you're...
Well, I guess Clark hasn't been there too long.
Yeah.
He's been focusing on his own stuff.
Yeah, I guess
It's all about his own life, Clark.
Well, we go to Mark Zuckerberg.
Also, he was living, Kansas?
True.
Like, for a long time, he was living in
Butt-fleck nowhere. Right. You think he was on Facebook?
Dealing with aliens trying to kill the world. Yeah.
Do they have Facebook in Kansas?
Probably not.
No. Yeah. Well, Jesse Eisenberg is here. He's in this movie too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Turns out he was the one who wanted those kids to find some scuba diving stuff. Interesting. He's interested in finding this glowy green rock. Wonder what it is. He has some interviews with Homeland Security. He's Mr. Good Guy. He's Mr. like Bruce Wayne, essentially. LexCorp. I'm rich. I'm money. I'm science.
He's Lex Luthor Jr.
Right. That's right. He's still got some hair here. He's got some ginger long locks.
Yes.
Flowy. And he's talking to Homeland Security. He says, he wants to help. Knowledge of all this stuff, the aliens. He wants access to the ship.
It's a crashed Kryptonian ship that he wants access to.
Yeah, and Zod is the dead body. I think is still on this ship. So like the Earth is still not sure what the fuck's going on. It would be nice if Superman maybe talked to them and helped them out.
So this is a kind of essentially Elon Musk.
Yeah,
is like, hey, I'm super smart and super rich. Maybe I can help.
Yeah,
is kind of his not alibi, but like excuse for trying to get hold of all this stuff.
Yeah, so he's going back and forth with that.
And the world's in chaos, so they're likely to go, all right.
Maybe, yeah. They're like on the fence. They're feeling a little sketchy, as you should. It's Lex Luthor. But I said there's like a statue in the city of Superman and all the people whose lives were lost. And we see some guy that we kind of saw earlier whose legs got crunched up by the building.
He's one of Wayne's employees.
Yeah. He like gets out of his wheelchair and climbs up on the thing. He's like defacing it and like,
false god.
Yeah, false god. I remember that was the advertising for this movie. Like the Superman thing with false god and Batman, Superman, all that stuff. So he's mad at Superman and you're kind of seeing the other side. Like, why? I kind of don't get this guy's thing. Like you're upset that Superman did this to you, but like Superman saved you also. Superman saved a lot of people too. So there's a lot of deciding which side you're on.
But if Superman hadn't come to Earth in the first place, would Zod have come there?
Exactly.
Right.
But it wasn't his fault. His parents sent him.
Well, he's not got used to his legs.
The Godfather sent him. Wait, was the other movie? Who was his dad? Who? Fuck?
Marlon Brando.
Well, Marlon Brando's original.
Is Luthor, yeah.
Yeah. No, Marlon Brando's original Jor-El. But who's the Jor-El in Man of Steel? Fuck. It's someone.
Yeah, Kevin Costner's his Earth
is
dad,
his action. Yeah, Earth Dad.
I'm
blanking.
I'm blank. It's been so. I've got to look it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's another big. Oh, is it? It's fucking Russell Crowe. Is it
Russell
not?
Crowe
Yeah.
fighting around the world today, fighting around the galaxy. Yeah. So there's a lot of shit going on in this movie. So Clark, he's investigating Gotham. He's interested in trying to find out who this Bat character is. Meanwhile, there's more Lex and Homeland Lady, and he's talking about how the devil's from the sky. We always thought the devils and the demons would come from below. I do like his painting in his thing, but he's kind of like, hey, we shouldn't trust aliens.
So this is, he's kind of dealing with Senator Finch here, played by Holly Hunter, who is from Succession.
Nice.
And she's kind of on the side of, should we be trusting this Superman? And we've got to kind of do something about it.
Yeah. Well,
so they're working together at this point.
And they're giving him access to the stuff that he wants. Batman has another bad dream. This one's really scary. It's the Man-Bat. I don't know if you know, that's one of Batman's like villains in his rogue gallery is the Man-Bat.
Man-Bat.
Yeah, and this is the only live thing you'll see of it. I do like the episodes.
When are we getting the live theatrical version of Egghead? That's the only villain I want to see.
Egghead or Calendar Man.
Yeah, these are what we need.
There's one in the Adam West one where it's like this Egyptian guy.
Right.
He was great. He was never anything else, just that show, and he was an interesting guy. We see Batman in his Batcave, and you kind of, if you see when he walks by, he like pauses and looks at like his suits, and he's got one of his suits that's been like spray painted, and it says, "Ha ha ha, the joke's on you, Batman," and it's Robin's suit. It's like Robin's thing, so it's actually like a nod to he's battled the Joker, he's already defeated the Joker, but he's lost his friend. Like
so Robin, Joker killed Robin.
Robin dies in the comics and in the cartoons and all that stuff from the Joker. This is the OG. So it's like he's like mourning. So he keeps this here, I guess, but it's like a little Easter egg there.
Nice.
Which makes you just go, okay, well, can we just see that shit? Because that sounds great. I don't know. Like, fuck. Like, yeah, weird. So,
but there were plans to do solo Ben Affleck films as well.
Yes.
So that could have totally been one of the films they did.
Right. And then in Suicide Squad, there is a little scene with Batman and Joker. And then now with the new Justice League as well. But still not it is cool though. So, we have Lex going on rants. Lex just loves going on rants here. Jesse Eisenberg is a hit and miss for me. Love him in the Facebook movie. Cannot stand him in this movie. He's Bray Wyatt promos here. He's rambling on about bittersweet knowledge without power. Of course, what he's saying is like actually makes sense, but like so much of it is like, come on.
He's a little cloak and dagger for me. He's a bit two-dimensional, like trying to play a little crazy, but I don't know. There's not a great deal of depth, I think.
It's like he's trying to play the Joker.
It is.
It's like Riddler and Two-Face in the Forever, trying to just laugh.
It's like those early Tim Burton films where I don't think there's much substance. It's just let's do a silly voice and ha 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 ha.
Yeah,
it's kind of how I feel about Jesse Eisenberg here, and I like him. I do think he can be a good actor.
Yeah, I do too.
But this take on Luthor doesn't work for me at all.
I remember when they announced that everyone went crazy when Ben Affleck was Batman, but when they had said he was Lex Luthor, I was kind of like, no. Lex needs to be a bit more like stronger. I know Gene Hackman was the OG.
Well, this is his son, right?
Yeah, but still, like you want like a stronger bad guy.
I agree.
He has a party and he has a lot of popular people there, including Clark Kent, who's been sent there, cover the stuff. But of course, Bruce Wayne is there. We get Bruce being Bruce, like he's trying to investigate some things to get what's Lex Luthor up to, kind of thing with the Superman stuff. But Clark is there, and he's kind of interested in the Batman, and because of his superpowers, he can hear Alfred talking to Bruce through their like technology stuff. So he's already kind of a little suspicious, and we get like this classic Bruce trying to be Bruce, like he's being sleuth, and then he has to put it on. Yeah. It's kind of like Bale when he like, I crashed the Lambo, right? Like
that kind of thing.
So he like purposely like checks this girl's like ass out, and he's like, sorry, bad habit. It's like he's trying to show off that he's an asshole purposely, which I did think that was funny. And I think there's the first sign of
Diana.
Gal Gadot.
Oh boy.
Yeah, she's just hanging around this party. She's being suspicious. Bruce is giving her the eyes. She's giving Bruce the eyes. Little do they know, years later they'll have kids, maybe, in this universe one day.
Gal Gadot and Ben Affleck?
No, he's
certainly.
It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, it would not surprise me. Yeah, sorry, Ben Affleck, good guy that Ben. So they're at this party, and there's it's Clark and Bruce who kind of start talking about the superheroes in this world, the aliens and stuff like that. And Bruce and Superman are like, why are people dressing up like clowns? We've already seen enough of those. Another nod to like the Joker there as well. You say, what is it? You should not pick a fight with this person. Does he say this to him? Like, don't pick it's Lex who interjects without knowing that these guys are these guys, and basically says like, he gets the grip from Superman and jokes to Bruce like, don't fight this guy, which the movie's called Versus. They're gonna fight, guys.
V.
V. So there's a lot of shit in this movie that just happened, like the part at the party. It's like, okay, you're investigating. A lot of it is just dragged out, I find, when it doesn't get to the meat of it, which I guess is like, it's almost like a wrestling match, a boxing match. You bought a ticket to this movie. The main event's the fight you want to see. There's a lot of fluff.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you do want to see Bruce and Clark interact before you see. You see this with a lot of Batman's rogues, right?
Yeah.
Or Catwoman a lot of the time. You often meet Selina Kyle, and before they're like at odds when she's Catwoman. So I don't mind it, but it's just not too interesting.
It's Cavill. Ben Affleck is interesting. I would have preferred Ben Affleck as Batman and Matt Damon as Superman at this point. Everyone joked when that happened. So Superman actually watches the news and he sees that there's like this crazy flood or typhoon going on in like Mexico or something. So he's like, oh shit, here we go again. So he disappears to go save the day. And it's like this Day of the Dead festival going on. There's this like great shot actually where they're all like reaching to him and he's like, he saved some people. And I actually do like that.
Yeah, he saves like a child from a burning building. I do like whenever they show Superman, they're really trying in this film to make out that he's a god.
Yeah.
So whenever you see him saving someone or just floating, he's always almost in shadow. Like there's a bright light behind him and he's silhouetted. And he does look like this kind of celestial being whenever they show him. And I did like that touch with this film for him.
And they do a lot of stuff where it's news, like realistic news shots.
Yeah.
Like how we would watch the news or stuff. Like it's almost like it is well done that way. So he saves the day, but the world still hates him. You get Nancy Grace, Anderson Cooper on TV. They're like, yo, but like this guy's an alien. You know, Nancy Grace was like, well, we need to control him. We need to make sure we know where he is. It's like, yeah, we get it, Nancy. But so Bruce and Diana, he wants to kind of get to know her a little bit, but she's playing a little cat and mouse with him and he knows how that game goes. But more on them later. Batman has another vision here and it's Batman, like he's having a dream, but now it's like in this like different time frame. It's like post-apocalyptic world Batman here into the future. And he's got like a coat. He's got his mask.
He looks ridiculous here.
Yeah, he looks kind of silly.
This is Batman on a cold Halloween where he's got, oh, my costume's Batman tonight. Oh, but it's pretty chilly. I better wear a coat.
And make sure you're not allowed in without your face mask. Yeah. So you better wear your face coverings in as well. I mean, really, I don't know what else to call this other than, ladies and gentlemen, Batman with guns.
Yeah.
Because this is what this is.
Yeah.
He just starts capping motherfuckers in this like futuristic sand world and he's shooting people up. He's got guns. It's chaos. There's flying monsters. There's all sorts of shit going on in this world. You kind of see a bit more of this in the new Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. It kind of plays into
he's fighting like aliens and monsters and
stuff. Yeah. I'd say this part, looking back now, I'm kind of like, don't shoot me, guys, but I'm like, there definitely was
more intrigue.
Yeah, there is stuff that connects properly there. Spoiler, but like not spoiling because it's been out, but the one in the new Justice League that they reshot, he looks like this. It's all this, and he finds Joker.
Right.
And Jared Leto is like there. So it's like there was an idea planned out that maybe we didn't get to.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's having this dream and there's monsters and Superman shows up in the dream, right? He's still in this futuristic, like sand world thing. But as Batman's just having a lot of these bad dreams, but before kind of him waking up and he has like another kind of vision, what did you think of Batman just shooting people?
It was more the coat I couldn't get over. It's
his detective coat.
It was like Into the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
This was Nicolas Cage Batman,
yeah,
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like the film noir Batman.
It's detective.
He's got a
Batman.
gun. He's got a coat.
It's fashionable Batman.
Yeah.
Fashionable Batman with guns is what this was.
We did kind of gloss over the conversation with Diana where she's saying she's looking at this sword, which is one of the old like Amazonian like Wonder Woman swords, and she says it's a fake.
He says it's a fake.
He says it's a fake, and she says she wants to steal a photograph that she wants back that Lex Luthor has.
Interesting.
Which we'll play into it later.
Yeah. Well, Batman wakes up from this dream, and then all of a sudden his whole office here in the Batcave starts flying everywhere, and he hears a voice.
It's as Superman takes his mask off and like takes his heart out as well.
It's evil Superman.
Yeah.
It's like this evil. So his vision is in the future, Superman does go, you know what? I'm running shit now. Yeah. And becomes evil and runs this world and finally kills Batman in this dream. And
ripping his heart out.
Yeah, as he wakes up. And Superman looks like it's heel Superman. It's not quite the Red Dawn Superman, but it's like he's got the glowy red eyes like a demon, right? He's an alien demon. And Batman wakes up to chaos. His papers are flying. Everything's going crazy. It's this like time vortex thing. And it's the Flash. But Batman doesn't know who he is. So he's just like, what the fuck? And he's like, hey, It's Lois Lane. It's the key. Find her soon. You've been right all along. Help him find us. He's like, what the fuck?
He's telling to fear Superman as well, right?
Yeah. He's like, yo, this guy's gonna fuck everything up. Kill him. But Lois is the key. And Bruce is like, yo, I've been having these, like, I need to chill. I don't know, like, what, does you think Batman's goes away, does, like, drops acid or something? Because this would be the equivalent. Like, this is him seeing, he's having crazy nightmares where he's flying. He's having crazy nightmares about himself as his man-bat. He's having crazy nightmares about the future Superman ripping his heart out. And then he wakes up and has
when
visions.
he got into all this, he was just dealing with the mob.
Yeah.
Right? He was dealing with the mob, people that painted their face, people with some burns.
2 movies ago.
Some guy who just likes riddles. Like, he's...
2 movies
it's normal people. Kind of normal people. Now he's dealing with gods and flying people and fast people and aliens and totes. And
but so when he's fighting Eric Roberts, he's not using guns, but when he's fighting aliens and shit, he's got guns. Okay. He should have got it together a few movies ago. He didn't realize that when he was fighting the mob and the mafia, now he's fighting aliens. Well, he's freaked out and like realizes that, okay, like I gotta figure out how to kill this fucking Superman.
Do some detective work.
But all in while, he's interested in the white Portuguese, which is what some people call me.
Yeah.
And this white Portuguese, who he thinks is a guy, is actually a ship. And, well, he does some Batman stuff. And on this ship, we realize that it's obviously carrying something. And, well, it's carrying that green rock, that kryptonite. And, well, in his dreams or his visions of the future, he's got guns. In real time, he's got guns. Because Batman pulls out a fucking sniper. What? Why is Batman using guns?
Well, I guess he's realizing, like, his thing of never killing might have to change, because now we're dealing with people that aren't human.
Yeah.
Right? We're dealing with other threats from outside of this world and outside of this world's rules. So maybe, it's time to
get a sniper.
Even he says, even if there's 1% chance he means to kill us, we have to take him down.
Yeah.
So even if there's the slightest chance that Superman will ever try and kill us, it's enough. Like 1% is too high, and we've got to get rid of this guy.
So he's on a mission to try to. He doing his.
This is where he says as well, I've been fighting crime in Gotham for 20 years. And this is the first time he's like,
scared.
I'm scared. This is
shook.
Huge. I don't know what we're doing here.
Well, he's going to steal some of this kryptonite. He's done his research and digging on Lex that Lex wants this gold, this rock. So Bruce wants it. He's going to interject this and take it. So he's now on the white Portuguese, and he's in there. He's got a sniper. He's got the Batmobile here. He gets...
It's very like the Nolan one, I'd say.
Yeah, it's like kind of updated. I do think it looks awesome.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
It was here in Toronto when they filmed Suicide Squad. Watching it go down Yonge Street was pretty sick.
It's again very like, it's kind of big, got kind of the... Yeah. Not quite like the Tumbler, but it does feel like an armored vehicle again.
It's got guns.
Just a flash sports car like some of the earlier ones.
This one's got a lot of guns.
Yeah.
Like he's blowing everyone up. He's killing a lot of people. He's definitely breaking his rule here. He's escaping, but Superman shows up. And I like this shot where he's driving, and it's like Mario Kart when I pass you as Luigi and they stare at each other like, what the fuck? But he runs into Superman, and Superman doesn't even flinch, and the car just goes flying, and he lands. And this is when Superman just floats over, rips the top off of it, and they stare down. And Superman just tells them, yo, the bat is dead. That light in the sky, break it. I don't ever want to see it again. And if I do, consider this mercy, because I could have just killed you right now.
We don't need you anymore, and you're fucking shit up.
Yeah, get out of here.
Fuck off. Retire.
Your bat masks and your guns. And Bruce is shook here, but as Superman's just about to fly off, Bruce asks him, tell me, do you bleed? Superman just no-sells him. He R-bombs him. He's just levitating.
Line.
He's just flying backwards, and Bruce goes, you will.
Yeah.
You will.
Best line of the film?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Do you bleed? You will.
You will. I like when Batman is, like, just driving full pelt at Superman, who just stands there.
He tries to hit him.
And Superman just standing there, like, dents the car, sends this car flying.
Yeah, and Bruce is just fine.
Bruce is okay.
But the car is fucked up.
Moment, it flashes between what's going on here and, was it Daily Planet? No, is it Daily? Yeah, Daily Planet. Where Morpheus is just like, yo, where's Clark? And there's a few times, and that's the only, like, dual identity thing they do. It's always Morpheus just, where's Clark gone?
Kent. Where is he? Covering the sports? Kent? Yeah, because the sports page is missing. Yeah, he's like, yo, what the fuck? I like how Batman has to do the walk of shame where he drives this piece of shit, beat up car home. It's like fucked up, but he still manages to drive it. It's actually kind of funny. I don't think it was supposed to be this funny, but it's great. So he's home and he's like, wow, that went poorly, but he knows what he has to do now. It's in his head, like, gotta kill this guy. And hitting him with my car didn't work. So to the drawing board I go. And we see Superman. He goes off and he flies to see his mama, Martha Kent.
Yeah.
It wasn't until rewatching this that I forget that Superman and Batman both have the same name of their mom.
Yeah, I didn't realize until watching this film. I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. Diane Lane as Martha Kent here. I like Diane Lane.
She's great, yeah.
She's in this movie. An ex-girlfriend made me watch it, and I was like, I really don't want to watch this. Oh, it's like, sorry, it's a chick flick. And then I watched it, and I was like, at the end of it, like, I don't think I was crying, but I was like, God damn it, you go, girl. Fuck, it's something about, like, a house. She goes to Italy or something. Am I crazy? I don't know. Someone's going to be like, damn, bro.
She's in The Outsiders as well, an old review from us.
Oh, yeah, The Outsiders. She's in The Perfect Storm.
She's good.
Yeah, she's good.
She's in a lot.
Martha Kent here, Superman's mama. She's like being a good mama. It's weird. It's so obviously Superman's dad, Kevin Costner, died, but if you build it, they will come. So she still lives in Smallville. She's still living the modest life, which honestly, I said the same thing in Spider-Man. Like, Peter, your fucking Aunt May is like dying in a single home trying to pay off all this rent. Your Uncle Ben died. Like, you're Spider-Man. I'm sorry. Like, though all the crimes you stop, just pick up a bag of cash one time. One time.
I mean, you'd think Peter Parker has that Avengers money now.
But like, and Clark here, he's working in the big city.
But some people, small town folk like the small town life, right?
I know. It's just like
we're speaking from a city life point of view.
Yeah,
but maybe she likes
going
a barn.
But she like still is a serve. Like she's going late. It shows her like coming home late at night later. It's like,
what else is she gonna do?
I guess. But like,
her husband's dead.
Yeah.
Her son's fucking up the world.
I'd be like, hey, like, take me to Paris. Fly me there. I'll be there in a second.
True.
And I can chill there, Clark. Like, literally, you can do whatever you want. But instead, no. She just chills there. She tells Clark, hey, your dad would be proud of you, all that stuff. And they have a good mother-son moment here. Didn't I say that on the show last time and someone got mad that I kept saying father instead of mother?
Was it? No, it was the what was it? The Batista Snyder film. We were like
mother son moment, and it's a father daughter moment.
Yeah.
I did it again. There you go. So Martha Kent and Clark Kent, they have a moment, and it's Lois. Now it goes back to Lois Lane. We don't get too much of Martha Kent. Again, this is a sequel to Man of Steel, so it's like that's covered in the last movie. Yeah. Diane Lane's great.
It's
whatever.
It is the Aunt May role.
Yeah.
It's just kind of giving Clark good advice. It's a way of showing Clark, who up until this point hasn't really shown like much how he's feeling about all these hearings about what to do with Superman and stuff like that, and is he doing the right thing? And it's showing Superman a bit more vulnerable here, where he's with his mum, and every boy loves his mum, right? And needs that mother advice sometimes, even if you're Superman. That's
right. He's got the world in his hands, and she's the one who's like consoling him. So, good old Diane Lane. Lois is doing her investigative research and finds out that Lex may be onto some sketchy shit. So she's like, huh. Meanwhile, Superman, what he's so like uptight about and upset about is this whole Congress and everything. They invited him.
This hearing.
Yeah.
What are they going to do with
They said
Superman?
They invite him publicly, like, show up so we can talk to you in court. So he's going to do it. He agrees after talking to Mom, like it's the right thing to do. So while he's there, Lois realizes that it's all a setup, and Lex actually isn't in the court. He dipped out, leaving his girlfriend and sidekick and all these other people, including Senate and all the stuff, Homeland Security people, all that. Boom goes the dynamite. It was a bomb planted inside.
I actually love this scene. It's the senator who's kind of doing the address, and as she's talking, she notices her iced tea. And she's like looking at it and is like, what? And slowly turns it round and it says like Granny's peach tea.
Right. And earlier she had mentioned about something about peach tea. And
so knows that, and then notices Lex's seat is empty. So it's just then the realization she knows what's happened. Yeah. And then bang. I think this scene's pretty cool, actually.
And then it explodes and everyone's dead and there's fire, but Superman's just standing there like, fuck's sake. His face, he does have a good reaction here, like, fuck.
So being set up as if like he either caused this, or if he didn't cause it, why didn't he stop it?
Yeah. So again, making him look like a bad guy, even though he did show up to try to do a right thing. So again, Superman's making him look like a fool here. I do think it's funny that it's a Batman versus Superman movie, and we got Superman going to court. He's walking in. Sorry, I'm late. In his fucking underwear. Sorry, guys. I'm here. So, Lex Luthor, we now know he's a bad guy, but I mean, we all knew he was a bad guy. Bruce steals the kryptonite, and of course, Lex figures this out because he leaves the Batarang. It's always stuck into something. Yeah. Always. And Lex is like, all right, but he still has some of his own. He's got his own reserves of this kryptonite.
Was there kryptonite at this Senate? Is that why Superman didn't pick up on what was going on?
No, the way Lex, it's kind of explained later that Lex is so smart that he lets other people do the work. So like Superman, can Superman read minds too? Is that a fucking thing? I don't know. Lex does things that Superman can't like track him, but no, I don't think there's kryptonite here. Because he can't read the future. He doesn't know what's going to happen.
No, but he says, like, Superman's beating himself up later, being like, I shouldn't known something was wrong, but I was like distracted. Like my thoughts were elsewhere.
Right. Maybe.
But I wondered if there was maybe some kryptonite here to just kind of not make him feel ill, but like, just his powers are weakened.
It's like in Parasite with the peach. It's like the kryptonite. You just throw a little kryptonite dust in the air. Get some little like frazzle-dazzle.
Frazzle-dazzle.
So Lex now has access to the ship, the alien ship, and he goes in there with a little kryptonite. And we see him like testing if the kryptonite can actually cut the body of Zod. And he's like, oh, nothing else can, but...
This body of Zod is awesome.
Yeah. It's not actually him.
No, it's just a rubber body, and I think it looks great. His lair is also ridiculous, like Lex Luthor's lair.
Yeah,
this feels very almost like 90s superhero villain lair, right?
Yeah, I love his lairs in the old
extravagant.
In the old ones, like Gene Hackman, they're fucking lit. Yeah. They're sick. So Lex Luthor realizes that he can like alter the body of the aliens. The weakness is the kryptonite. He's like, oh, this stuff does work. So he starts doing some things. We see him like cutting fingers of Zod. We're not quite sure what he's doing yet. And he's on the ship, cuts the fingertips off, like face off almost, and uses it to handprint to allow the ship to give him access to everything. And then it's kind of like how he's just talking to Siri or Alexa or Google, like, hey, ship thing, tell me everything. Tell me everything, and I want to know. So the scene ends with like him there learning everything about Superman, which is not good. So he's got access to a lot of shit. Bat-fleck realizes he's training for the biggest fight of his career. So he's working out.
A lot.
Yeah, he's like getting bat jacked here. Affleck jacked.
He got so jacked for this. He's huge.
Yeah.
They said they wanted Batman to look bigger than Superman in this film.
Yeah.
And Ben Affleck is
huge,
jacked. And he said like he was working out 2 hours a day and hated every second of it. He's not a fan of working out, Ben Affleck.
Yeah. But it's working out for Ben Affleck
in this film. Yeah.
Yeah. He said that the day after he got the call, he had to start.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, fuck. All right, let's go. He looks huge here. He does. He's like doing, this is fair. You don't see enough of this. We saw Christian Bale doing the push-ups when he wakes up. And of course, like a little bit.
I mean, the whole Batman Begins.
Yeah. That's what I mean. But then here it's like, it works. Cause he's like, oh no, I gotta like fight this guy.
I've got a big fight coming up. I'm going back to fight camp.
Exactly. Yeah. It actually, he's going.
WrestleMania's around the corner. I got to look good.
He's doing all sorts of shit, and then he starts doing his digging here, and Alfred's good at with the Facebook and all this stuff too, because they find this picture. It's the photo that Diana wanted, and it's an old photo.
Her and Captain Kirk
hanging
in Belgium in 1918.
It reminded me of Back to the Future 3, the photo.
Kind of, yeah.
Here's this photo from the Old West.
I do love the Wonder Woman theme in this. And when he sees Diana in this photo and like realizes that that's her and this woman's been around for over 100 years.
Right.
The I'm like, oh yeah, let's go.
He's like, wait, she's been around. This is like Tuck Everlasting or something. She's just old, but she's not old. It's crazy.
This gilf. She's just that.
He's like, whoa, she's been around for a while. This Wonder Woman. I wonder if she can do a good rendition of John Lennon. Remember she did that video?
Oh yeah. It definitely took her down a few pegs, I think. I'm a big fan of Gal Gadot, but that.
So Batman getting jacked, looking at photos of Wonder Woman. There's a joke there somewhere. We see Robin Hood. It's Kevin Costner.
Yep.
He's a ghost in some mountains.
I was definitely getting. I watched this film in 2 parts,
right?
And I think this bit was towards the end of the first part, and I was definitely getting tired because my notes are. Superman sees his stupid dad on a mountain.
It looks like Superman's at some pet cemetery in the Arctic or something. Not quite his, his secret lair. And Kevin Costner's a ghost telling him to play baseball or something. He's like, you're doing a good job. You're doing the best you can, kid. I do love Kevin Costner.
Yeah, he's great.
Big fan of Kevin Costner. We haven't reviewed enough Kevin Costner movies. This one doesn't count. He's just a small little cameo.
He definitely... I remember when he was cast in this for Man of Steel, and it was like,
he was good.
Oh, Kevin Costner, where's he been?
Yeah, and he
definitely faded
years
off.
later. He's still maybe he's just chilling, man. Just chilling. They are making a remake of The Bodyguard, though. Wonder if he'll be involved.
Oh yeah.
We see now Batman turns incredible because he's got a super suit. This thing is super. He's working on this super suit, and you're like, okay, you need to fight the guy who can't die. That. Whatever this is, might do that.
You're on the right track.
Yeah, it looks
It's like
good.
the Hulkbuster, isn't it? It's like Iron Man's huge suit.
It's big. It's clunky.
Yeah.
More Nancy Grace on CNN. She's like, yo, Superman's fucked up. This is when we see Martha at the TV's on and CNN's on with Nancy Grace. But Martha working at the local spot in Smallville where she works, the diner. She gets kidnapped. Kidnapped. But Lois gets kidnapped too. And they're using her. They're using this. Clearly, this is Lex, his plan to kidnap. I guess after learning everything from the ship, he learns that this Martha is... Like, how did the ship tell him this? Like, how did he know Martha was his mom? Is that
I guess he put together that Clark is Superman.
Right, yeah. He's
and
like, huh.
No two Clarks.
That guy looks like that guy. But with glasses. Right. So he's got Lois, and he basically tries to kill her. But he knows that Superman's going to show up and save her.
Yeah.
It's like a trick that he uses here.
To draw Superman to him.
So Supes shows up.
He pushes her off a building.
Yeah, and he saves her and goes back, and now he's pissed off. Yeah, he's got to get a smooch in there. Shows up, and it's the face-to-face of Lex and Superman, and he calls him Kal-El, son of Kal-El.
Yeah.
Right?
And he's like, look, I've booked this match. I've booked this fight between you and Batman.
It's going to be in 9 days. 9 days, you're going to fight the Bat in 9 days.
On pay-per-view, what say you?
He says, look, you're the all-powerful God Almighty, and you're good. Look at you. You're Superman. Look at you. And you save Lois. And he says, I got something for you, though. I need something from you. You're going to do something for me. You're going to go across the bay And he looks over and the bat signal's shining. And Superman's kind of like, what the fuck? I told that motherfucker
to turn that light off.
That goddamn light off. He goes, I do not like Jesse Eisenberg in this movie, but I do like him going, it's fight night.
Yeah.
It's good versus evil, God versus man, day versus night. And he says, it's going to happen now. And Superman's like, I'm not fighting. I don't work for you. You're fucked up. And he goes, oh yeah? And then he just kind of throws these Polaroids at him. And they're Polaroids of like Martha tied up with like a finger in her mouth and all this stuff. And he's like, look. And Superman's emotion definitely changes here. The only emotion I see from Henry Cavill. Again, he's like, what?
When they CGI his eyes red.
And he's like, you have Martha. And he's like, yeah, I have Martha. And I can't even tell you where he is. So Lex is so smart that he hired his crew to do this, but he's like, I don't want to know anything or else Superman will get it out of me. He's like, I literally don't know. So it's not up to me. The only thing is you need to kill the bat and Martha will live.
Yeah. Superman goes to like blast him with his eyes, but he's like, yo, if you kill me, your mum's dead. So fight Batman. It's happening.
You have to do
it. Booked it. Signed. We had a contract signing. It's done.
You got to do
Hell in a Cell. Batman, Superman.
There can only be one. Unsanctioned.
Only ends once. Where it all begins again.
Loser leaves town.
Loser leaves town.
That's
the
it.
ultimate thrill ride.
That's it. Once in a lifetime. It's going to happen.
You'll never see it coming.
And so we see Bruce before getting ready for his fight. Bruce, it's kind of like Home Alone. He's like getting ready, his mac and cheese ready, setting his traps. He's like looking on these files, and he accesses these files. He found the Wonder Woman picture, Diane. And then he's got all these nice little things. He's like, what does this do? So he clicks this.
Little logos.
Yeah, so he clicks this thing, and it shows the picture with Wonder Woman, right? Clicks this other thing. It's got the Flash thing, like he saw the video.
It's him in a grocery store where some guy is trying to like rob the till, and he's like just looking at sodas, and then quickly zooms and grabs the gun and comes back. And
yeah, I did like this part where it's showing you little clips.
Anytime I think the stuff like the reveal of Wonder Woman, and whenever he's doing this investigating, and there's the ties, the wider universe with the Justice League. I think it's pretty cool.
Especially, I know everyone knew, that Aquaman was cast and everything, but seeing the first shot here of him with the like scuba video thing, I thought it was pretty fucking good.
It's still coming out, and it's like, what the fuck's this camera? Turn this shit off.
I remember, again, I've only seen this movie once before in the theaters, and I remember when I watched that, I was like, that looks fucking sick. I don't think I have seen Aquaman, actually, now that I think about it.
I've seen the first one. There's two, right?
No, I think they're working on the second one.
They're working on the second? Yeah, I've seen Aquaman.
This makes you go, I want to watch that. Because it definitely gives you like, whoa.
It's not bad. Same with Wonder Woman. I didn't see the second Wonder Woman, but they're not bad.
Yeah. And then a clip of Cyborg as well, like his dad creating the monster.
He's the one I always forget. I'm like, oh yeah, and this guy.
And Cyborg. No fucking Green Lantern. That was the mistake they made, not doing Green Lantern in these movies.
Just get Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah, fuck it.
You've already got Ben Affleck.
Yeah. And Manhunter. He shows up later, though. So Bruce is like, looks like there's some other people I need to check out. Maybe they could help me if hopefully I win this fight that I got coming. Well, it is fight night.
He's getting a bit Nick Fury here, isn't he?
Right, yeah. Batman would be Nick Fury, though. He would be the guy to do that. Well, it's the main event.
Here we go.
All they need is Bruce Buffer to call it.
With Justin Roberts.
And here we go. The tale of the tape. The Caped Crusader versus, what is Superman? The Man of Steel?
Man of Steel.
The Dark Knight versus...
Yeah, what's all of Superman's things?
Boy Scout.
You can tell we're not Superman fans.
Superman sucks. Man of Steel, the immovable object. I don't know. Something along those lines. Batman calls him Boy Scout. I know that.
Soups. Big Blue.
Great.
The Metropolis Marvel. The Man of Tomorrow. The Man of Steel. Yeah, there's a reason why we only call him the Man of Steel.
That's right. Well, it's fight night. And I mentioned Batman's doing Home Alone stuff. He's got booby traps all set around this. So Superman shows up to fight Batman, and Batman's in this this contraption, this costume, this robotic thing we mentioned. It's like glowing eyes.
It looks really cool.
It looks fucking sick.
I was reading, it's the first on-camera bat costume that doesn't have the bat on the chest.
Okay.
There's no, like, bat emblem on the chest.
Right.
But also, I think both the costumes in this film able to rotate the head. We've talked about this in previous films about how he can't move his head. And I believe even in this, like, huge armored, as I said, like, Hulkbuster version of the Batman suit, he can have full rotation of his head.
It looks
awesome.
It looks cool. I mean, it's like the Iron Giant. It's like an Iron Bat costume here. It's like makes him look bigger, almost like a Michelin Man. But he's like made out of this metal and all this stuff. The glowing eyes. He's probably got all the technology and everything involved with it. And he's trying to fight Superman, but right away Superman tries to talk to him, like, "Hey, we gotta talk," and he's like, "No talking." And we didn't even mention the bat voice either. He's got a remote control thing that changes the voice for him.
Better for your throat.
Yeah. Instead of talking like this all the time.
Well, whenever we do these reviews and we do impressions of Batman, we're like, oh, geez.
Yeah.
So, yeah, makes sense.
So now he's got this thing.
I think this was Kevin Smith that suggested this.
Yeah, they said they had this idea.
They said Ben Affleck's voice is too high.
They're like, you're Ben Affleck. You got a great voice. You can't scare me. So they make him have it. I do like the Bat voice sounding different than
Hello, Sydney.
If you could alter it, that'd be great. Like your Tom Toms get little different voices. Yeah, no, his voice sounds great. So he's getting beat up by Superman early on here because he just keeps trying to fight Superman, and Superman's like, "Yo, stop! I'm trying to tell you something. Like, this guy's got my mom. Like, yo, stop!" And he's like, "No."
Superman's like blowing up his guns and everything.
Yeah,
he's
it's
just
like nothing.
Dude, stop fighting me! I'm trying to chat.
It's basically Brock Lesnar versus your local competitor here for the first bit of it. It's like everything he's trying to do, it's like swatting him away. Nothing.
Dean Ambrose in Dallas. Right?
Yeah, he's just fucking him up. He's fucking him up here, and then he throws fucking Batman, and this suit goes flying through a building at one point. This is the movie. You don't need to watch everything before this and just watch the fight.
This is cool. This is what you come for.
Yeah, exactly. So Batman's realizing, all right, I'm getting my ass kicked. It's time to bust out some of that rock. So he's got these smoke bombs that we've seen Batman use in all iterations of Batman, but now they're green, and it starts to
kryptonite.
Yeah, it starts to make Superman choke up a little. It's like dust in him.
Weaker.
Yeah, it's like the vape, the green smoke. Clearly, Superman, his lungs can't handle this, and he's getting fucked up by this. So now Batman's coming in, and he's like, "Yeah, breathe it in." Batman's being a bit of a heel. He's working heel this match. And he starts fucking him up with some lefts and rights, and now it's affecting Superman. And he's like,
Superman seems human now at this point, right?
It takes away his powers and makes him human. That's what kryptonite does to him. So now he's getting his ass kicked, and he's getting big booted through stuff, and Batman's picking him up and throwing him around. It's a wrestling match.
They're just flying through walls and floors of buildings and stone.
Superman starts to recover, so he starts to fight back, and then Batman's like, nah, more fucking green smoke, hit that kryptonite. There must be a weed strain called kryptonite.
I'd assume so.
Right. So Batman beats him up again, and Superman's again choking and coughing on this. So Batman looks over where in the building, the rubble they are. He sees they're in a bathroom, or used to be a bathroom. So he goes over and grabs a fucking industrial-sized sink, like ceramic, rips it off, and then bashes it over his head. It's great.
He's got some great one-liners like, breathe in, that's fear. And you're not brave, men are brave.
Yeah, he's fucking him up. He hates aliens, that Batman. So he's throwing him down some stairs. It's like the classic taking the guy over the bar and running him through it. He's doing everything. And Superman's looking grim now. Superman's getting washed here. It's the tables have turned.
It's time to Hulk up. I think.
Superman's like fighting through, but Batman's not letting him come back here. And Batman's like, if this were a wrestling match, Batman would like go for the pin and then lift up his head at 2. Like, no, I'm not done yet. And he's beating the shit out of him. But then he pulls out of his toy box a glowing green spear. what? This guy's like, I know this guy dies from this green rock, so I'll just make a spear out of it and impale him and murder him.
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to do. So that's what he's got. And yeah, you mentioned how he's like, you're not even a man. You're not a god. You're not a man. You're nothing. And as he's got fucking Clark or Superman just by the neck and he's like about to just impale this guy, Superman can barely speak, and he's like, "You're letting him kill Martha." What? What does that mean? Why did you say that name? And just in the nick of time, when all this confusion, where Batman's just second guessing himself, it's Lois who shows up and is like, "Hey, stop it, stop it, stop it!" And he's like, "Why did you say that name?" And she's like, "Yo, it's his mom's name. Chill." And Bruce is like, "Yo, that's my
mom's name."
You mean to tell me you're a guy and I'm a guy and we both have moms named Martha and here we are fighting?" And Batman kind of comes to his senses like, what have I become? He's like, whoa, what am I doing here? This is pretty fucked up. And Superman starts coming through and Lois does save the day. Flash was right. And this is when they're like, yo, we gotta stop this. We
realize it's been Mark Zuckerberg fucking shit up all the time.
Yeah, he's been ruining our life.
And Superman doesn't want to kill Batman. They just... Mom.
We gotta save Mom. So Batman's like, what? Your mom's kidnapped? Martha's down a well? All right.
I would say, if you're making this bat suit, and you've already made some kryptonite into this spear, wouldn't it be... I just said about there's no bat symbol on the suit.
Yeah.
Why not have a kryptonite bat symbol on your chest? So at any time Superman's coming at you, he feels weak, rather than feeling the need to like throw the gas bombs.
He's only got so much.
Okay, well, let's not make the smoke bombs and make a cool bat.
I feel like a little thing in the smoke, like the vaporizes enough to like, just enough.
Yeah, but you've got to be able to, you're wearing this thing. As long as you're wearing this, you can't take that off of you. You can't drop it like the spear or the bombs or whatever.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember in the comics, he does something different or something with the kryptonite does he make a kryptonite bullet and shoot him or something?
That sounds about right.
Yeah, something like that. So here he's got a spear, which is pretty violent.
Yep.
Which we don't get to see him do. But they talk it out. I mean, before we get to that, the movie's over because they fought, but there's still a lot more in the movie. I mean, 5 stars in the Tokyo Dome, right? Like
good match. Here.
Good fight.
Good match. Yeah, it kind of ended in a no contest, but kind of wet your whistle a bit. You kind of want to see the rematch down the line. Maybe for the title next time.
Yeah. It was a good grand slam. You want to see him do it again for sure. Batman's like, all right, I'm going to save Martha. Fuck this. I'm not a pawn for Lex. So he goes in, he finds out where they are, and starts just capping motherfuckers. He's beating everybody up. He hits a rock bottom on a guy. Uranagi. Batman's punching people up. Batman punches a guy so hard that guy's head hits the floor. I know that is describing. They're standing, and he punches a guy's head so hard that the guy's head hits the ground upside down. He does the Shawn Michaels upside down spot here. He beats the shit out of this guy. I didn't like Batman's fighting so much here. It didn't look as if... I know he's in this, like... Is he still in the suit, or does he take the suit off? He's in his other suit. But it was kind of... It wasn't like...
It's not Kung Fu Batman.
It wasn't the Batman where I'm like, it's cool, but I'm like, all right.
Well, they have him much more as this brute, don't they? This big brute, rather than like the trained that we saw with Christian Bale.
Fair. Because again, one punch and the guy's head goes from there to there. He finds Martha, but these like terrorist guys Lex hired are gonna just scorch the place and burn her up. So he uses his cape and saves Martha from the fire. Good guy Batman here. Meanwhile, Lois is helping Superman, and she knows that she's got to get this kryptonite far away from him. So she takes the spear and goes and throws it into this like water that's like from this crash that they were fighting in. So it's like now deep into the water. She's like, we won't need this at all. We'll get rid of this. It's over. And so Lois thinking she's doing the right thing at the time. What Lex now has control of, he realizes it's like, oh, this isn't going too well. So Superman shows up and says, look, Lex, it's done. You lost. It's over. And he's like, you don't have Batman's head, so I'm going to kill your mom. He's like, nah, you're not killing my mom. Batman saved my mom. So
he liked her name and he saved her.
Yeah. One thing you didn't count on, Lex, was we both had moms with the same name. So, fuck you. Lex goes, I had a backup plan just in case that didn't happen. And he uses the ship's power, and he used his blood mixed with alien blood, and that guy who defaced the statue earlier, and, well, he created a monster of his own, a Frankenstein monster. He says this alien, this creature is born to destroy you, your Doomsday. Wonder what this guy's name is. Doomsday.
It kind of looks like
an orc.
Yeah, I was going to say in is it Two Towers where Saruman is making the Urukai?
Yeah. I don't know what you just said. I know what an orc is, but they're coming out of the slime.
The Urukai are like the advanced orcs that Saruman creates.
Okay. He's coming out of slime. He's got the mouth. Yeah. It looks just like it.
A bit like Power Rangers, the
ooze.
Yeah.
He's coming out of this. And, this Doomsday thing he's pretty nasty looking. And now it's a fight. Superman's going through like a lot here. He beat Zod and the world hates him. He had to fight Batman. He got his ass kicked by him, but he lived. And now he's got to fight this big ass scary creature. And they're fighting all over Metropolis. It's deja vu, like I said. They're
destroying everything again.
Yeah, everything again. Even the statue of himself is getting squashed up here. And it shows like the government, the city, the world. They're like, yo, get the president on the phone. President of the United States is like, fuck these guys. Where are they now? Well, actually, sir, Superman seems to be taking him up into space. They're fighting in space. Good. Nuke him. So they send a nuke up into space to nuke Superman and this creature, and it goes off. And we think it's worked, but it hasn't quite. Superman looks dead. He looks like us after a night of drinking. He's just like dry as fuck, and he's slowly coming back to life.
This bit reminds me of Princess Leia in The Last Jedi.
Okay. Oh, right.
Where she's just floating around doing the Mary Poppins bit. That's Superman here. He's kind of, you think he's dead, he's knocked out, he's in space floating around, and then he's like, nah, I'm coming back. Coming back home.
Well, he comes back, and so is Doomsday, though. He's still wrecking shit. So
every time Doomsday gets, like, damaged, he actually gets stronger.
It absorbs
He like, regenerates and is stronger.
So when you shoot him with a nuke, he just gets even stronger.
Nuke power.
And now he's got nuke. He's nuke Doomsday here. So Superman is a little scared. Batman shows up like, hey, I'm back. What did I miss? Your mom's good. I saved her. Don't worry. What the fuck is this thing? And Superman fills him in. They look at each other like, I don't know if we can beat this thing together. So Wonder Woman shows up.
Yeah.
And Superman just goes, hey, is she with you? And he goes, what? No, I thought she was with you the whole time. Which is probably the only funny line in the movie.
Yeah. It's a cool, that first Avengers film where you get the shot of the Avengers, like the camera spins around them, they're in New York. That's this moment here with Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman just stood there. I think it's a pretty cool moment, Wonder Woman coming out. So
they're all standing tall, and they're going to start fighting this monster when the light bulb in Lois Lane's brain goes off. If it's Kryptonian, you need kryptonite.
Where did I leave that spear?
Fuck, I threw it in this water wreckage thing. I should probably jump in and go get it. So she does, but she's getting trapped while she's getting into it. So she's underneath, there's rubble, falls over her. She's about to die. She probably does die, but she comes back to life because Superman goes and gets it.
Yeah, again.
So saves her life, but because he's now near the kryptonite, he's like getting super weak. So he's like killing himself here to like do this. So now they get the spear. They're beating the shit out of Doomsday.
Yeah, I think this bit's pretty cool. You've got like Batman doing his grapple hooks, like flying around. Wonder Woman using her like golden lasso thing.
Sorry, we got this like, what is Wonder Woman? A god? What is she? A god, right?
I think so. Yeah.
You got a god. We got an alien, and they're fucking up this other alien, and then Batman's using grappling hooks.
Yeah.
He's like, and I helped. See that? I helped that. I did that. It's like Ben Affleck with Matt Damon writing.
Our moms have the same name.
What's the Family Guy joke with Matt Damon writing Good Will Hunting?
Yeah. Ben Affleck's laying down smoking on the couch. Yeah, put my name on that.
It's him doing this here. I helped. So they get the kryptonite spear, which Batman, did mold. And they fuck Doomsday up. The kryptonite fucks him up. Everything is saved. I mean, kind of, because the city just fucked up again. This whole city is destroyed again. But Superman has to sacrifice himself to use this spear to kill Doomsday. So Doomsday dies and Superman dies.
Yeah, no one else is going to be strong enough because this spear needs to go right through Doomsday.
Yeah.
And he's the only one that can do it because he can fly at super speeds.
Right.
But it's going to take him out in the process because of the Kryptonian.
So he does this, and he dies. Superman dies. Superman's dead.
So yeah, Doomsday stabs him as well as he's stabbing Doomsday, and both are dead.
Yeah. And the war is over.
So sad. It's really sad.
It's the sad. Lois is pretty sad.
Yeah.
I mean, that's her guy.
Yeah.
How many times did she die in this movie? But didn't.
Yeah,
because
she's
of
like,
him.
fuck, I'm going to die soon.
Yeah, knowing my luck, I'm going to get into trouble.
Already almost died 3 times today.
Yeah.
Right?
So it's somber times now. Lois is sad. Lex is put in jail.
The day is saved, though.
Yeah. I mean, well, I liked the fight with Batman and Superman. I didn't. Doomsday's cool, but it was kind of like
Doomsday's not cool.
Yeah, it's not.
I think it's so CGI.
Yeah.
That as your main villain, I always need more of a human element to it, and it's just so CGI. I don't think it looks great.
I don't like this fight. I didn't like the movie ends when the fight with Batman and Superman ends for me.
I don't mind some of it. It's cool seeing the 3 when they're doing their team up stuff. I think it's kind of cool, but I just don't like the look of Doomsday. It just looks so. It's so CGI. It feels like a video game.
Yeah, I mean the character of Doomsday in the comics is cool. Whatever. It's not a main. It's one of his villains, sure, but it doesn't really look like it. So it's kind of. You're watching this. You really needed when Jesse Eisenberg hits us over the head with your Doomsday.
Yeah,
it's like, oh,
that's
okay.
what you are.
Yeah,
okay.
All right, cool. That's pretty much it. So Clark Kent is dead. He's having a funeral. Martha's there, and she's talking to Lois. She gives her this envelope. It's got a wedding ring in it.
Oh.
Looks like
it's huge. The actual ring itself, not the diamond, but the ring was huge.
So what
Lois got big fingers.
So you. I was going to say, wait. So the diamond wasn't that big. So
I mean, the diamond was good, but I was just looking at the actual ring.
So he's got money to give Lois this giant ring, but not enough money to help out his mom.
I don't think his mum wants it.
His mom doesn't want the money.
No, I don't think so.
Well, she gives Lois the wedding ring, being like, "Look, he was going to propose to you. You were going to live with, hopefully, say yes. I'm sorry about this. It's very, very sad. Of course, the world is in mourning because Superman's dead, and he saved them all.
And if you go to page 6, Clark Kent just happens to be dead.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. No one. Again, the picture in the pictures. No one's figuring this out. Yeah. We see Bruce Wayne and Diana, Wonder Woman. They're standing at the funeral as well.
Yeah, sorry, why are there... Superman's not Scottish. Why were there bagpipes at this funeral?
They were playing at Superman's funeral, right?
Yeah, they're playing...
It's like the army. They play
the soldiers' funeral.
Yeah, it's the soldiers.
They say we didn't know what kind, so we gave him soldiers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he died in battle.
Superman's Scottish?
He could be.
Love to see a Scottish Superman.
What's Cavill?
Cavill? He's just English, I think.
Okay, yeah. Because I mean, in this almost like a what if. I think it's called Superman Red Dawn. It's what happens if Superman's ship doesn't land in the U.S. but in Russia.
Right.
So it's like he could be something else if he grew up somewhere else.
Yeah, sure.
He looks like a human, but he's an alien. Bruce and Diana are there. Bruce says, I failed him in life, but I won't fail him in death. And asks, where are the others like you? And they're like, well, maybe this isn't over. This could be just the beginning, and it's just a feeling, says Bruce, because he's seen some premonitions. He's seen some shit. We see Batman and Lex. Batman's interrogating him here, and Lex is like, "Oh, the bell has been rung," and he's bald now.
Yeah.
Shaved his head because he's in jail.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Maybe it was his choice.
It's like, can I have a haircut while I'm here?
Did he have to cut his hair for this movie? The whole movie he's not bald, and at the end you shave it?
It didn't look like a wig.
It didn't look like a wig.
It looked like he shaved his head for this.
Yeah. All right.
But I think the long hair was a wig.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he might have shaved his head.
I think he shaved his head for this, and it's like, oh, okay, for the last shot of the movie. It probably would have made it look better when you were just bald for the rest of the movie.
He'd like 6 weeks and he'd have hair.
Yeah.
Like a decent amount of hair.
Yeah. So Lex tells Bruce he's coming. He's coming. Who's coming? We don't know. Who's going to come? It ends with a shot of Clark's funeral again, and it's Lois who puts the dirt on his casket as she walks off.
Yeah, when he's like, ding dong, the god is dead, the bell has rung.
The bell's been rung.
The bell's been rung, and when he says he's coming, the camera zooms in on this like old painting of this like angel, demon, demonic.
The same painting from earlier. Yeah. Because I mean, you gotta watch the Justice League.
I've not seen it yet. I don't know what this is.
You don't know who's coming.
I don't know who's coming.
Who's coming to dinner?
Is it Egghead?
Could be. It's some other guy. You could tell me it's Doomsday and I'd believe you.
Right.
I don't know. Fuck. So Lois puts the dirt on Clark's casket. She leaves. But just in the last second, your Inception shot here. The dirt levitates. Cut to black. Finn.
Yeah, I think doesn't Dark Knight Returns finish with... I'm trying to remember. Is it Dark Knight Returns where... Does Batman die and Superman hears his heartbeat? Or I think that's the way around. It's a similar kind of ending. It's been a long time since I've read that. But I know there's the final thing is the funeral when you like hear the heartbeat.
Right.
So Superman's okay.
Is he?
I mean, I think he might be in Justice League. I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
He might be. I feel he might be.
I'm not going to say anything because you haven't seen it. Right. Spoilers, he's not.
Not at all?
Watch Justice League.
Okay, I mean, we will. We're going to be talking
He's not in it. What? He's not in the fucking movie. He shows up, but like he's not in it.
Right.
Like he's not in it.
That's probably for the best.
Trust me, you'll be begging for him to show up in that movie. So that's Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
I definitely don't hate this film as much as other people do. Mm-hmm. I think, as we kind of mentioned at the beginning, the fact it got shit on so much maybe tempered my expectations, and I was like, it's okay. I like a lot of the concepts of the film. I like the idea they're dealing with the aftermath of Man of Steel, and they're addressing about the like human calamity and all that.
Yeah.
I like Batman. I like Bruce Wayne in this film. I quite like the stuff with Wonder Woman as well. And I like the main fight between Batman and Superman. I think we've both made it quite clear we don't really like Henry Cavill. We don't like Superman. Don't like Jesse Eisenberg, and certainly don't like Doomsday. And again, it's my same things with a lot of Snyder films. Just feels a bit too dull. Feels a bit too serious. A bit overlong. But I wouldn't say it's atrocious.
No, it's really not. It's a big summer blockbuster movie. It fits everything. Lots of CGI, lots of fighting and action, and main characters people know.
I think the thing is we've seen what can be done with superhero films, and especially team up films, and we've seen how well Marvel have done it, and it does feel kind of rushed, like going to Batman v Superman. And I just think, come on, these are the two biggest superheroes. Marvel, obviously, with the MCU, have really grown in popularity. But talk to our parents, talk to our grandparents, and you say, name two superheroes. They'll say Batman and Superman.
For sure.
They're not going to mention any of the Marvel characters, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
And it should be more than this. If this came out 10 years before, I think that's pretty cool. It's Batman v Superman. But the game had changed by now. Yeah.
If it came out earlier, it definitely would have had a lot more people saying positive things. I don't hate this movie as much as people hate it either, especially on the second watch of it. I remember watching it being like, okay, like I just wanted to see the 10-minute fight.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's again, it's like it literally is like when you watch a whole boxing card knowing, okay, tonight Tyson's in the main event, but like, I gotta watch this other shit. I don't know. Like the fight is great. It is awesome. It visually looks good. He's kicking the shit out of Batman and then Batman uses the kryptonite. That's exactly, we knew this going in. That's what's going to happen. And it is pretty good. And the stuff with Martha is like Batman realizing like, wait, you're saying you have a mom? Your mom is kidnapped? What the fuck? Like
you're human as well.
Wait, what am I doing? What is this? You're not. Maybe you are someone who's like, what? And obviously,
I think it definitely adds the humanity to his character rather than just be like, it's this god that has landed. Yeah. It's like, no, it's this god with a mom and dad who lives in Kansas. It's like, it gives he sees him more as a human being at that point.
I feel like there's like a way better way to have done this movie. I don't like Superman and I don't like Lex in these roles. I like the actors, but maybe not in
I kind of think like if you're doing Batman v Superman, you should be doing proper Lex Luthor. Like I know Lex Luthor Jr. is in the comics and stuff. I know he's a thing, and I guess they probably did it because it's like, let's try and do something different.
Yeah.
But this is the main event. This is Batman v Superman. It needs to be the ultimate villain, the one who's orchestrating this.
Yeah.
So you either have it the Joker or you have it Lex Luthor.
Yeah, because in the I'm remembering one from like the 90s or early 2000s where it was this animated movie where they're together and it's like Lex is in it, Joker's in it. So you have interactions with Joker and Superman.
Joker sorting all
that's
this
what I mean.
out.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like that, it would have made way more sense because there's a lot that you can do with that. And Superman's rogue galleries isn't as deep. It's always Lex who's in control of everything else.
Yeah.
They didn't execute that properly. I didn't think it's cool that he gains access and that's how he, the ship and Zod's body and stuff. But like, it doesn't look at him. He's like a kid. He looks like a kid. It looks like I could beat the shit. I know I could beat the shit out of him. Like when you watch this, it's like you're the guy he's fighting. In the cartoons, Lex is a bit like bigger. Lex is like Bruce in this movie. In the comics and things, he's always getting jacked and taking drugs to make himself as close to Superman as he can. He builds him his own suit so that he can fight them. Like that maybe would have made more sense. I didn't like the Doomsday stuff in this too much, but again, we're just not Superman fans. That maybe it's not hitting. But I honestly, the best part of this movie is Ben Affleck.
I agree. I think he's really good in this. Definitely, it's a different era of Batman as well. I mean, I guess it's kind of like the Batman we see in Dark Knight Rises with Christian Bale, where he's a bit more beaten down. Yeah. But I do like the older take on Bruce Wayne.
Because I would like to see, like, they tease with the Man-Bat and they tease with the Joker, Robin stuff. But, like, there was plans to do this Batman solo movie with him, with Deathshot or the guy who shoots the gun guy. Killshot or something like that. And there's a few other ideas.
They originally signed on for one solo film, and I think that changed to 3. Right. Before, like, the whole thing just got scrapped.
Because, again, this movie made a fuck ton of money. For sure, but, like, it could have made a lot more. Because, like, again, once that weekend hit, everyone was like, oh, that movie didn't...
I'm pretty sure Civil War outdid it, right?
Probably. Yeah, it probably did. So this movie...
War. Gross.
Yeah, I mean, this movie, obviously, a lot of people are going to go see a Batman versus Superman. But still, like, you would imagine it's one of the most... of all time, but I don't think so. The budget was 250 mil estimated, and opening weekend it made 166 mil, but now gross worldwide it's 873 mil. So it's made a lot of money.
Right. Yeah. So the domestic gross is 330.
Damn. So it made a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's Batman Superman.
Well, you think some Marvels are making $1 billion, right? Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. This movie just didn't set you off to make me go, oh, I really want to see the Justice League now, because it didn't really leave that in. I remember walking out of the theater being like, okay.
Justice League, I don't remember much hype around it
at
all.
Because this movie
really should have done. It did. Well, this is a Batman review, and with all our Batman films, we give our Bat scores. Mm-hmm. I just want to run down our current ratings. We do a bit of quick maths. And so Batman got a 3.5 star. This is out of a 5. This is a 5-star rating. Batman Returns, 3.25. Mask of Phantasm, 4 stars. Batman Forever, 3 stars. Batman and Robin, 2.5.
5 in our hearts, though.
Batman Begins, 4.25. The Dark Knight, 4.75. And The Dark Knight Rises, 4.5.
That checks out. That fits. Everything's on
Everything
par.
sounds about right there.
Yeah.
So, let's start with giving our score out of 10, Bruce Wayne.
I'm going to go with a high 8 for Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne, because it's even the opening shots of him like saving people as Bruce. I'm like, oh, you look like the cartoon version of this. Like, as a kid watching cartoons, you look like it. It's the chin. It would be a 7, but he's got the chin. It gave him an extra point. If it was Bat Chin, 10.
Oh yeah,
yeah, 8 for Bruce.
Exactly the same for me. An 8. I think he plays like the fear of what's going on really well in this film. So let's talk about Batman. His portrayal as Batman.
Yeah, I gave it a 7 because it's. I didn't hate it and I didn't quite like love it, but I think I liked him more as this like Bruce Wayne character. It's almost as if like if you were to go, like, I know they're doing the Flash stuff with Michael Keaton. It's almost like that was written for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's written for him to be doing that thing. I wanted to see more of this Bruce and Batman help out your Robin or your Nightwing, or it seems like that's what the direction they were going. Whereas the Batman was like, he was fine. He had the cool voice, changing stuff, but like nothing pissed me off, but it didn't like extremely blow me away.
I went for a 7 as well. I think he's very good as Batman. We've mentioned the chin. The voice is good. The voice doesn't make you laugh, which I think is the thing with the Christian Bale thing. Yeah. I get why he's doing the voice, but it makes you laugh whenever he does it. Yeah. And I didn't find that with this. And yeah, I needed a bit more like classic Batman fighting. But then thinking about it, it kind of does make sense that if he's at this age, he's not going to be necessarily as quick as he was when he was younger. So maybe just putting on a load of bulk and punching someone in the head so their head hits the floor makes more sense. But yeah, I don't really have any problems with his Batman, but there are better Batman portrayals, perhaps.
Sure. Val Kilmer.
Yeah, for sure. The main villain being Lex Luthor, Jesse Eisenberg.
I'm being really generous, but I'm giving him a 5. I honestly, I'd probably give him lower, but I do like his spiel on the building top when he's like, you got to fight him. Like fight night and going all that. I was like, okay, like there is some glimmer there of where maybe the character should have been more of. Instead, he was being the Joker for some reason. I'm being generous, but a 5.
I went a 4.
Yeah.
Too two-dimensional for me. It feels like he's playing more of a cartoon than like a real... It's my same problem with the earlier Batman films, as we said.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, maybe go in a different direction with that.
Again, I just feel like things have moved on. I like a bit more depth in my villains. Yeah. Like, I kind of want to understand why they're doing their thing, not just because they're evil. Secondary villain, Doomsday.
Again, being super generous, but a 4, because I watched the cartoons, Doomsday, cool. When he tells me it's Doomsday, that's when I realize it's Doomsday, so that's not a good thing. The fighting, the only reason I'm giving it a 4, not like a 2 or something, is because the fight when Superman is throwing him around, it's like, okay, it looks cool in destruction, cool effects, but yeah, not really.
I gave it 2.
Yeah, there you go. I was being generous.
I think whenever you have these like big CGI monsters, there's just no emotion there at all.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see it hurt, you know? Like, this is actually a human who's this evil that is doing this stuff, and they're gonna die.
Right.
Whereas this, I don't care if this fucking CGI orc dies.
Yeah.
2. Alfred. So Jeremy Irons is Alfred.
Well, he did his job and made sure Bruce was prepared, but we didn't get really a lot of him. So my score isn't really knocking Irons. It's just Alfred in the movie in general is not too much in it. He gives him some help here and there, but I went a 4 as well. You just don't really see him.
Yeah, I was maybe a bit more generous, but kind of feel the same as you. I was lacking that heart-to-heart that we always get, where we had it with like Martha and Superman here,
and he's dead.
Yeah, and I think we needed that with we needed a scene of Batman and Alfred actually talking, having that heart to heart. But he's fine. Like I believe him as Alfred. I like Jeremy Irons as an actor. Just not too much of him. I went 6.
Yeah,
the Batmobile.
Yeah, we only see a little bit of it, and it gets fucked up. But I think it looks awesome. I do think it looks sick. So I'm being really generous here with these, but 8 for this. I probably would have went lower, realizing after recapping that Superman fucks it up. But again, there's parts where he drives through buildings, which we've seen in the other movies, but it's like, all right, maybe I'm giving it an 8 because even if it got fucked up, he still got him home.
True.
So, I mean, it worked. I think it looks cool, but it is similar to the Tumblr.
I think it looks cool. I went a 7. Just didn't see enough of it. Yeah. Could have done with something to make it a little bit different from other, like a gadget or something to show off that is a little different from previous ones.
Yeah.
Talking of gadgets, we're going to go to the suit/gadgets.
Yeah, I originally was like, oh, this has to be like kind of low because he doesn't really use too many gadgets. But then I'm like, oh, wait, actually, he uses quite a few things throughout the movie. The suit, not talking about the big iron one, but the suit is more classic to some of the comics. Again, like the Dark Knight Rises stuff. It's that old school, like the big bat emblem. It's like completely different than what we've seen in some of the other Batman movies. So I do think that looks pretty cool. Again, this whole movie to me is taking a cartoon and kind of making it in real life. So I did like that suit. But of course, the suit he wears to fight Superman is pretty fucking cool. So it definitely made me go, okay, that counts as a pretty cool suit. And I mean, gadgets. The guy comes up with fucking vape bombs.
Spears, vape bombs, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he had Superman's number because of the gadgets here. So I went with an 8 because they're pretty up there.
I think of all the films we've looked at, this might be the best.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
For suits and gadgets. I love his his hulked up one. As we said, his gadgets he makes are very practical for what he's fighting.
I gotta kill an alien with a spear.
So I went 9. I think both versions of the suit looks awesome, and I think the gadget's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's the shot when the fight's happening, and Superman's lowering down in the rain, and the eyes from the suit glow. It's in the trailer, and that got everyone's attention. So yeah, it definitely looks cool.
And then just putting everything else aside, just your overall enjoyment of the film.
Yeah, I was kind of generous on some other things, so I made sure to knock some points down on the overall. I don't hate I didn't watch this movie this time around and go, wow, I fucking hate this movie. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, there's so many things I don't like in this movie. I went with a 6.
I went a 5, just like right in the middle. I'm with you. Don't hate it. Don't love it.
Yeah.
It passed the time. There's some cool things. There's some not cool things. So 5 kind of sums that up.
Ben Affleck's in it.
Yeah. So
would have got a 7 if Matt Damon was
doing some quick maths. We add our individual scores together, divide by 8 to get a score out of 10. Then divide by 2, add both our scores together. Blah 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 blah. Our star rating is a 3.06, so we round it a 3 star. So, Batman v Superman, I kind of stand by that, actually, and I'm surprised, because I think coming into this, I was going to go, this is going to be bottom of the pile. So what's interesting is I looked at IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes for this. IMDb has it at a 6.4 out of 10, which would be a 3 star. And Rotten Tomatoes, the audience score, 63%, which again would be a 3 star.
Yeah.
The critics, however, 29%. It's rotten AF. So it feels like a lot of people are on the same page. But maybe we should see if you guys are on the same page.
So wait, what was our overall for this?
3 stars.
Is that the lowest we've given one?
No, Batman and Robin is 2.5. So this is
just checking, making sure we're
tied with Batman Forever. Batman Returns slightly ahead.
I would say Batman Forever has the more rewatch value.
Yeah?
Yeah. Less CGI, more glowy things. Well, let's go to some feedback here. We posted this up, and you guys quickly were to comment. I'm going to start with Calum Johnstone, who writes in, one of only 2 midnight showings I have ever been to, the other being Dark Knight and IMAX, as part of a double header with Man of Steel, which up to that point I have managed to avoid seeing, I think my Facebook posts pre and post midnight sum up my thoughts perfectly. Man of Steel down. What a pretentious load of noisy bollocks. At least the next film has Batman in it. And then he posts his second post after watching this. Oh dear God, that was worse than my lowest expectations. They had plummeted after having just watched Man of Steel. He continues, I didn't bother seeing Justice League until it came out on Prime for free. He hates it.
He hates it. We go to Robert Rose, who says, oh man, I'm so sorry. The fight's great though. Just watch that and then watch the Batman Beyond movie with the return of Mark Hamill instead. If there is even a 1% chance of you being forced to watch this movie, we have to treat it as an absolute certainty and step in with better films. We can't let whoever chose this for you win, even if it was one of you two. There's a jar of piss, man. A jar of piss. Okay, not a fan.
Yeah, we did pick this because we chose to do Batman reviews. Yes. Chris Thunder from Down Under writes in, for the record, Batman was my favorite superhero growing up before I saw any of the movies. Now, if the Dark Knight era was the height of the modern Batman, this certainly was the low. Comparing DC to Marvel for a moment, this was to be the DC equivalent of the cinematic universe Iron Man versus Captain America, but in my opinion, DC has dropped the ball on this so bad I lost interest. Also, can DC stop recasting roles for movies in the same universe? Prime example, Suicide Squad, the part sequel, part reboot thing. What's now cinematic universe canon and what's not? It's a whole mess, like this film.
Yeah, it does get rather confusing. We also have feedback on the forum as well, so I'll just jump there.
Sure.
Go to Legacy of Power A Poe. Hello. Well, I would definitely consider this much more of a Superman movie than a Batman, as being a direct sequel to Man of Steel. All the villains and side characters being Superman characters outside of Batman and Alfred, of course. But as long as we're talking about the ultimate cut, as it's the one that is Snyder's actual version, I love it. I'm a huge Superman guy, and Cavill's version is the best on-screen Superman, bar none to me. I really enjoy Jesse Eisenberg's version of Lex, taking elements of the old-style mad scientist version, the modern businessman, even bits of 90s Luthor Jr. in there. Affleck's Batman is also superb, and feels like a comic book Batman to me more than anyone else. So overall, I love this movie. Is it as good as Man of Steel or Snyder's Justice League? No, but it's still an upper-tier superhero film, but I'm also a Snyderverse guy. 9 out of 10!
Whoa!
On a side note, I'm working on a Robin cosplay suit based on the one you see in the Batcave.
Nice. Definitely send a picture when you have that all
so nice.
together.
We do have fans of the film as well.
Damn, some Snyder fans in the building. We go to Ari from Montreal. I will sum up my experience of this movie with a little anecdote. Anecdote. A friend told me who owed me a movie and decided to take me out to watch this. At the end of the movie, I turned to him and simply said, he still owes me a movie. My God, this movie was bad. I feel DC has a hard time producing live-action movies, whereas their animated ones are all amazing, which seems strange to me. Your guys' thoughts? Yeah, someone mentioned the Batman Beyond one. I love that. We decided it wasn't in theaters. Mask of Phantasm was, so we decided to review that instead. However, I think that is probably one of my favorite animated movies for sure. And the one I keep referencing, which is Batman and Superman and the Joker and Lex and stuff. That one is so good. I don't know.
I think the animated, you have the benefit of having it more like a comic where it's a series where you tune in this week and then tune in the next week. Whereas
some of them are movies though. These are movies, yeah.
Yeah, but still, aren't they they're the same? Aren't they the same voice actors as the series and stuff like that? So it is still kind of in that universe, I guess. Yeah. Whereas trying to cram all of this into like a 2.5 hour thing can be difficult. And we see Marvel's working because it is episodic with all their films. Whereas this is trying to just throw so much at one thing.
Yeah.
And finally, we go to PJ River, who said, I did not hate the movie, but if you compare it to a Marvel counterpart, it would be Civil War with Iron Man versus Captain America. In the latter, there is a psychology, deep storytelling. They have clear reasons to fight each other. In Batman v Superman, the DCU skips a lot of that, and they ask themselves, how fast can we have them fight each other in this movie? Again, the DCU does not take time to develop its characters. It's like people who want to start writing books, but just the action, not the descriptions.
And that's what you guys thought.
That's what you
Most
thought.
people hate this movie. Most people hate this movie,
Yeah.
but clearly we don't hate it. We're kind of in the middle of the road,
Definitely.
I think, for this film. So that's Superman. That's Batman. Hopefully we don't have to talk about Superman too much. But then we decided to do Snyder Cut.
We'll be talking about him at least once more. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's it. Then we've watched all the Batman movies
Until our bats.
Yeah, when's that out?
So
January.
we got Lego Batman. Then
March.
we've got Justice League, and then is it The Batman?
Yeah, The Batman.
The Batman.
Vengeance.
Release date March. Yeah,
there we go.
We got time.
We got lots of time.
We got time to get there.
So follow us on this journey, guys. We appreciate you listening to us talk all about Batman. Clearly, we don't like the ones with Superman in it, so Justice League is going to be just fine. Yeah. So look for the Lego Batman review. I know we have a guest for that one. We're making an exception. We don't know too much about Lego, so we got a man who's going to help us, Mr. Wei Ting. We haven't really scheduled when we're doing this show yet, but if you want to hear us talk with Wei Ting, we're doing Best Match Ever SmackDown 6, Wei's Choice, that we're doing this week out on the Patreon.
It's already on the feed.
It's already on this feed, so go listen to that if you haven't already. But
and
shout
if
out you
listen to the free version of this show, absolutely go to patreon.com/upNXT and sign up. $5. Come on. $5, and you can get all these wonderful chats with Wei Ting, other guests. We've got a Batman 66 review on there. If you like our Batman reviews, so many movie reviews like this one. So go and give us a shot.
Yeah, we've covered all the Daniel Craig Bond movies. We've covered some crazy horror movies like Exorcist during Halloween times. All stuff. It's all on the Patreon, and every show in the Bat catalog is accessible, and it's only $5
in the Bat's catalog.
That's right, exactly. So thank you guys very much. Remember, Tuesday nights we watch NXT, and then we go live with our post show on Twitch to record Up Next. Hang out with us. Same with Wednesday nights. Be our Dynamite. And we watch Dynamite and do that as well on Wednesdays. Twitch.tv/upnext podcast. Go give us a follow on Twitter, not Instagram, since they hate us. But Up Next Podcast is where you can find us. Go give us the likes and RTs. They're appreciated. And let us know if you liked this review or liked this movie. Maybe you really liked this movie and you felt like we shortchanged you. Or maybe you, like some of the people who wrote in,
too positive.
You hate it. Yeah. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you soon. I myself, Braden Herrington. You can find me Twitter, Instagram. I am at the Brady.
And you can find me at Davie Portman.
Take care. Goodbye. Be safe. And do you bleed? You will.
Oh,